Oi, oi, oi. It's been a bloody minute, innit, chat? Big up to you, world-class chat. Feels like it's been ages. I don't know why. I will sort of say this week I started off with having my uncle's funeral on the Monday, so that's why the OGs was cancelled. So I do apologise, but for good reason, I guess. And I've been away in bloody Somerset, all week doing a work induction. Just got back today, and I'm ready to talk a bit of football. And not only have I got world-class people in the chat, I've got world-class people in the panel, man. But before I introduce these absolute geezers, these absolute bloody freezers, I will say hello to the chat, man. We always have Quadra in the building. Big up to you, brother. We've got Darren Sullivan, who lives around the corner from me. I don't know how I haven't met up with him yet, but big up to you, brother. Of course, we got Jam Boy, the absolute geezer, man. Big up to you. Aussies, then go and subscribe. Give him a cheeky follow. He's a geezer. Gavin, big up to you, my friend. Iddy, I don't know whether that's a capital L or a fucking whatever, but big up to you, brother. You're always in the chat. What a legend. Joseph Connor as well, man. The golden fucking geezer. Big up to you, man, supporting everyone. It's always appreciated. We got our sweetheart in the chat. Big up to you. Big up to you always. Legend in the chat as well. DJB. Come on, man. Big up to you, my brother. And we will be trying to redirect to him after. He is on 11:15, I believe he said. So we'll be trying to redirect there. Everyone go and follow and give a DJB fucking cuddle and a squeeze to the huddle. Wahaha, big up to you, brother. How are you doing? We got Gunners for Life jumped in. Big up to you, man. And anyone else that I have missed, I do apologise. But I want to ask my geezer to the right, Taron. Absolute pleasure for you to be on the platform, man. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Pleasure to be on your platform again. Thanks for having me. Big up to you, Gianni, the Italian mob boss. Love my brother. Big up to the chat. Yeah, man. Absolute pleasure, man. Like Nats in the house.
My guy.
Yeah, man. I am good, man. I appreciate the invite to be on the panel to keep the fight going because we're up against a hell of a. It's like we're swimming upstream, innit? It's like drinking from a fire hose. But yeah, appreciate you having me on, man. We'll talk some football.
Nah, it's always a pleasure. And Gianni, man, our geezer, the Napoli, proper Napoli, but he's also proper Arsenal. How you doing? And he's also proper Chicago.
Man, I'm glad. I'm happy to be on the show. I'm tired today, man. Getting everything ready to start making wine this weekend. So
nice. Pleasure to have you on, man. And we got Natster as well. You know what I mean? He's a celebrity late, isn't he? That's what it's all about. How you doing, Natster? Once you've finished gargling your orange juice or whatever the fuck it is.
No, that's Desperado, mate.
Nice. Here he is.
Gotta love it. I don't care what no one says, man. I love my tequila, and when you mix that with a bit of beer, can't really go wrong with that anywhere in the world, man. But yeah, much appreciated. Big up yourself, Aaron, inviting me each and every single time. Big up BBK, of course.
Love, bro.
Bottle and all of that. Big up Gianni, of course, my guy from Chi-Town. You know what it is. And yeah, lateness is greatness, but thankfully nowhere near as late as I usually am. So I'll take that as a success. If these top gooners say second is success, then 5 minutes late is success.
Mate, this is early for you, bro. This is early, mate. I'm not fucking Jesus Christ. He's turned up 8 minutes in. Fucking well done. You know what I mean?
Everyone's showing the liquor. I gotta go get mine right here.
Hey,
and Aaron with the bog standard cheeky Stella, mate.
It's the council scum drink, innit? That's all that is. Yeah, that's what it is. Everyone's pulling out their nice top shelf labels, and I've just got wife beater here. You know what I mean? It's what it is.
Hey, there's nothing
gets
wrong.
Me
with
drunk,
nice
but the
Stella.
wife never gets touched. Just letting everyone know. Well, she gets touched, just not that way. You know. Come on.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with a nice cold Stella. Nothing wrong with a nice cold Stella.
Do you know what? As well, just quickly before we talk football. I've had a little touch, yeah. So we've got a nice little getaway thing in Kent, yeah, a little fucking holiday home thing. And my missus, her sister's going for a little bit of jip, and I don't really get on with her sister. She's come around here. She's been here for the last 2 nights. It's been a living fucking hell. I'm only joking. Actually, it's been too bad. And they fucked off down to Kent for 2 days. And she messaged me earlier, and she was like, "Oh, we're gonna go down away to Kent for 2-3 nights." I was like, "Oh, fucking come on, everyone round mine on Saturday night, get in, fucking lads, come on." I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna miss you so much, though, babe. Fucking come on." As soon as she texts me, I've got like a multi chat of like 8, 9, 10 people going, "Yeah, party round mine on Saturday, come on." You
Send
got to
the
do it, innit? Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Send him by. Yeah, I thought he was going to say send something else. I'm not going to say not on a fucking Friday. But listen,
nah, not me, mate.
we've got a small sample size to go by, and by that, of course, I mean it's 5 games. Yeah, 4 Premier League games, 1 Champions League game. But the reason why I asked this so early, and I want to just gauge everyone's, even the chat, jump in and let me know how you feel. I want to see what you think of the start. And the reason I ask that is because he's under scrutiny. Now, I probably wouldn't skip with only 5 games played, but Mikel Arteta is, like I said, under massive scrutiny. He has to get it right. So I'm just quite intrigued, even with a loss in there, especially to Liverpool away. I want to start with Taron, and I'm intrigued. What do you think? What do you reckon? 4 games? 3 wins, 1 loss, one away Champions League win. What do you reckon at the start of the season? I know it's only a small bite size, but what do you reckon? I'm intrigued.
Yeah, small bite size, but is it though? Because it seems like the 5 games is an extension of the 5 years of stuff that we've been seeing, right? The football hasn't been great, but the results are coming. But the warning signs are there. I see enough warning signs, right? Because I asked the Man United fans who follow me in the chat all the time, did you ignore the warning signs against the 3-2 win against Burnley just because you won the game? And then you went and got slapped 3-0. All of a sudden, they see the warning signs you were talking about. The warning signs were there. We played badly against Man United, but because they're shit, we got away with it. Didn't play great against a good team in Liverpool, and we lost. So even though it's 5 games, it's an extension of last season and the season before that. And I'm less than impressed when I see us spend £250 million in the transfer window and still haven't addressed our left wing and still playing 3 CMs. Because when I call Mikel Moreno a DM, I get pushback now. They say it's not a DM, he's a CM. I'm like, okay, be that as it may, I can see that point. Is that advantageous if we're playing 3 CMs while we have one of the best number 10s in the Premier League playing out of position? Or we have a youngster in Ethan who can actually play there who is not playing at all. He seems to only play when 2 conditions are met. When we're at home and when Odegaard gets hurt. Those are the only 2 times he has touched pitch this season. And no one can tell me that we couldn't use his flair and his direct attacking ability at Anfield where we clearly needed a goal. But you keep getting away with these things, and eventually it does catch up to you. Right? And at this point, I sit back and I worry, and I'm sitting like, okay, what month is the pain going to come? Because it's coming. It just feels like an extension of what has happened before. And I'm sure everyone on this panel hope that I'm wrong, but I've seen enough evidence not to have confidence that we're right.
Yeah. See, with that evidence as well, and this is what people don't understand, Taron, the evidence isn't a small sample size. The evidence is 5.5 years.
Yep.
So whilst I would also appreciate that people will say, well, you look at this season or whatever, just judge them on that. No, you never do. You will always, when you see the same mistakes or the same things pre-happening again, i.e. the lineup against Liverpool, when you see that, you don't just go, oh, well, we got to blank the last 5.5 years out because this is a new season and match day 3. No, you don't. How can you blank it out? It's like, say for argument's sake, your missus, she cheats on you on a night out. Let's just say that, yeah? Cheats on you on a night out, and for whatever stupid reason, you take her back. Every time she goes on a night out, you're going to be thinking of that time she cheated on you. That is just a fact. Whether you forgive her or not, you will never forget that time. And that's exactly what we do with Arsenal. We see that lineup against Liverpool. I know it's a bit back, but for reference, you look at that and think, well, he's done this for the last 5.5 years. How can you not take that out of your trail of thought? Do you know what I mean? It's frustrating. And that's the point I think you're making as well. And I think very well said. You cannot escape what has already done. And whilst, yes, 5 games in is a small bite size, 5 years is not. It just isn't.
I just hope it doesn't become a pattern whenever we're faced with a tough game. Because away at Old Trafford, Man United are Man United. They're not on our level right now, so it wasn't a tough game. But the tough game at Liverpool and the tough away game in the Champions League, he resorts to this. So that leads me to believe on Sunday, it's a tough game. It's Man City. I know Liverpool are the ball right now, but City are a tough game. Is it a pattern whenever we go up against a tough opponent that he's going to do this, the 3 fridges in midfield, and then let Gyökeres look like he doesn't know how to play football?
Yeah, we will definitely get into that in depth in a little bit longer. But yeah, no, you're absolutely right, Johnny. What do you make? Like I said again, I'll repeat it. Small sample size. We've got 5 games, but how do you reckon Arsenal? 3 wins, 1 loss. to our big rivals, obviously Liverpool and the Champions League win.
I'm saying the same thing that Terrence says. The only thing that scares me is that we're getting too comfortable with this defensive shit. Like, there was no reason for us to sit back the way that we did against Bilbao for 70 minutes, and it almost caught us out. Like, we're teetering on a knife edge with the way that this guy is playing, because we're not. Whether anybody wants to say whatever the hell Moreno is, I don't care if Moreno's listed as a striker. We're not getting goal-scoring opportunities like that.
Yeah.
And the fact that Bilbao didn't have Nico Williams, they didn't have their main striker, Guruzeta. We all know Inaki Williams is a good player, but he's not a finisher like that. Why are we setting up defensively? I mean, at this point in time, what was the point of spending the money on Eze if we're not going to start him on the left wing and we're not going to allow him to get at least the freedom that he needs to create? Our problem isn't defense. Our problem is going forward and going to score goals. Eze, at this current point in time, there shouldn't be anybody going after him. He should be the set number 8 to replace Odegaard right now. And if it's not him, it should be Nwaneri. No more of this defensive shit. Because again, if we want to sit back and play defense, go offer Conte or somebody else money to come to the team. If this is the way we want to play, let's actually get a master in that brand of football to actually win. If that's the way that we're going to go. So for me, I'm worried about this weekend, and it's basically we're just waiting to see another week of like what happened where we lose to Villa and then lose to West Ham. So I'm just waiting to see, because I still, even with all these changes, I haven't seen anything that stands out that we're going to see anything different than what we've seen the past 2-3 years.
Yeah. In fact, and like I said again, there's a reason you think that, isn't there? You know, the reason you think that is because what you've seen. That's why it baffles me when you get the people, and this, I know we all know it's excuses from Top Gooders, and trying to do it from a separate sort of standpoint. Like, you've got to forget everything else, but you can't. You just can't. When you've seen, it probably would be different if we'd won. If we'd consistently won over the last 5 years, and he was making these decisions, you'll go, well, all right, well, maybe we don't agree with it, maybe it didn't work. However, he's a winner, and just sometimes you get it wrong. He always gets it wrong. Always gets it wrong. And that's a big issue when you're trusting a man now with a very big squad, a very good squad. It might not be the best squad, but it's a very good squad. It is a good squad, and the excuses run sort of thinner and they dry up. Now you had to, let me start off with it. It's not like in 2019 and 2020, he inherited the squad that he had, and he had no backing for 5.5 years, but he was finishing second with the managerial skills, getting the most out of the players. It's not that. He binned all of that squad instantaneously, and most of it for free. Most of it for free. Now he's got his own squad, and he's had his own squad for the vast majority of that 5 years, by the way. Probably at least 3 of them. Why isn't he not doing anything with them? It's because of the managerial quality that the guy has. It's just as simple as that. Everyone sort of thinks like we brought him back. He brought Arsenal back from the doldrums. We were 11th. Yeah, 4 or 5 points off a 4th as well. People forget that. He put us in 8th. He took us from 8th. He put us in 8th. And then he had another full season to get 8th.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You had the Europa League 3 times. Just saying, he'll get this far in the Champions League. Bruv, he got exited 3 times against fucking Villarreal, Olympiacos, and Sporting Lisbon. Not good enough. Nats, though, how do you reckon this is? Has it been good enough for you to start?
Nah, mate. No chance. Like, when I saw the Bilbao game, like, I just thought, this guy, it's gone beyond the point, like, he's taking the piss. Like, for me, it's getting to latter stages of Wenger where he's just, like, sabotaging. And more so self-sabotaging. Like, his whole career that he's been winging for, like, years, 5-6 years, like 3 DMs against Bilbao. Now, this is pretty much the same Bilbao, although, correct me if I'm wrong, they had a different manager when they played Man United.
Same manager.
Same manager.
Was it the same manager? Oh, that's the manager. All right. Cool. That's even worse.
And the striker and Nico Williams played those 2 games as well. Yeah, Guru Zeta and Nico Williams also played, and so did the other Williams, Iñaki. All the top talent for Bilbao played against United. They smashed them. They didn't play, and Arsenal makes it difficult. It makes no fucking sense.
Exactly. And, you know, we all say Man United shit, but they battered them 3-0 away, which no one really expected. And we go there with 3 fucking DMs. I don't care what Igao or any of them man are saying about Marino. Oh, he's a number 10 because he scores goals. No, really and truly, he's just a false forward. Like, do you know what? False midfielder, false 10, whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, he's just really there to link play and score the odd goal here and there. Like, that guy ain't an out-and-out midfielder. We've seen him at fucking Newcastle when they got relegated. You know, like, granted, it was 2016, so that's it's nearly 10 years ago now. So we should have known then that he ain't good enough for this level. But then this manager, what he does is just like, yeah, you know what, Erdegaard's, you know, out, you know, Saka's still out, Saliba's still out. We knew Mosquera was going to come in, fair enough. You know, like, he didn't do too bad against Bilbao in my eyes. You know, it wasn't great, but he wasn't amazing. But then
got through the game.
You buy Eza, right? Ebericha Eza, and you know, we were hearing from the likes of Igao, you know, the mastermind, the lieutenant of his Lord and Savior, Lego head. Like, do you know what I'm saying? That Eza's gonna be the same as Odegaard on the right centre mid, just playing left wing. Like, he's gonna be able to cut inside and do what he does, like what he did with Palace, but instead of playing 10 on the left wing. And we're just not having it. We all said he's going to be doing the same job as Trossard and Martinelli. And what have we seen in the last 5 games? He's doing exactly that. Yeah. He's doing exactly that. Touchline winger bullshit, tracking back, because none of the players can have freedom. None of them, not even Odegaard when he's fit, Teacher's pet, and Bukayo Saka as well. You know, it's an absolute shambles. You know, just let the handbrake off. Let it go. Let it go. Our defensive record is very good. No one's going to deny that. Our problem is scoring goals and creating chances from open play. We got the players now. We've got cover in each position, pretty much, maybe other than left back. But if you want to argue Hincapié, then that's fine. I can hear that for now. You know, I've seen a bit of him, you know, at Leverkusen. Good defender. Do you know what I'm saying? He's not a left back, but we know he can defend pretty well. Cool. Like, this guy refuses to acknowledge that in order to win the major trophies, you have to be brave. You have to attack, especially when you have the comfort, the luxury, really and truly, of having a solid defense. We don't concede that many goals.
No.
Which is why, in my eyes, the longer he keeps doing this, it might be City, because like on Sunday, other games, you know, in the season, etc. Even in the especially in the Champions League, like if we come up against maybe not so much an Inter, but maybe a few other teams, like one of the, like an Atletico, for example, that probably should have got a point out of Liverpool.
Last minute Liverpool, yeah,
exactly. Last minute Liverpool. We will get battered, even if it's like a 3-goal deficit in the scoreline, but performance-wise, will be absolutely schooled. Like, that time is coming. It's on the horizon.
It may be this weekend. It may be this weekend.
We'll touch into that very soon.
Exactly.
We'll get into that very soon.
That's why I didn't mention it, because I knew we were going to get onto that, respectfully, of course. But still, like, we can touch the horizon, guys. We know the end is nigh. This manager has to do what he didn't do in 22-23 season when he bottled an 8-point lead and grow some fucking cojones. Get some bollocks on you, son. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not that difficult with the ego and narcissism that he has. Yeah,
Do you know
go on,
what? I actually would say as well that he hasn't still grown that, because the season after he done the Havertz thing. The season after again, which was last season, I mean, he just totally dropped the ball. So we've seen someone, a manager at Arsenal Football Club, literally not learn. And I coin this phrase all the time. We see a man who either doesn't learn or takes way too long to learn his mistakes. You just can't get around that fact. Just quickly, I wanted to jump in there. Conrad, big up to you, Conrad. He's saying Odegaard has dipped because he's played pro for 11 years and he's only 26. Look, respectfully, mate, I can't really sort of agree with that. I mean, for the vast majority of maybe even the first 4 or 5 years of that 11 years you're saying, he was nowhere in Madrid, then on loan for a couple of years. I know he had a bit of Sociedad, but I can't really sort of say that. If anything, if he was to have played at a good level for them 11 years at 26, he should be unbelievable or fantastic.
Only trophy he's won is with Sociedad, by the way. Only trophy. Isak's won more than him because he won at Sociedad, I believe, because they were there at the same time. And then obviously Isak won with Newcastle in the League Cup, and now he's got his move to Liverpool. So this is our club captain.
One thing as well, just quickly, John, just to finish so I can give respect to Conrad, because he's obviously sent the super chat, which I appreciate. Big up to him. We also need another right back because Timber is overused, fact, and White is unreliable. Conrad, let us know in the chat. You don't have to super chat it, mate. Just let us know. I do agree White, because of probably Arteta overusing him prior, has finally got his injury. And now the same thing, like you quite rightly say, Conrad, will happen to Timber. What would you do then, Conrad? Would you sell Ben White and just buy another backup right back? Because I think if he can sort of show a little bit of fitness, it's probably our most secure position in terms of right back. I think White could come in and do a good job. But you're right. If he's not fit, then he is unreliable, you know? And that's also down to the manager. You're absolutely right. But let me know what you'd do in that position. Would you sell White and recruit? Go on, Gianni. Sorry, bud.
I just wanted to add to this. The reason why I disagree as far as Odegaard has dipped, everybody's been overused and abused on this team as far as the starting 11. We don't give anybody on the bench enough time unless somebody fucks up. The only person who's been guaranteed over the last 2 years to get time off the bench is Trossard, because he's our quote unquote super sub. Even though Trossard should be the starting left winger when you compare his numbers to Martinelli over the 2 years. And to what Nasser says, the problem is the handbrake on all these players. BDK, everybody has said it here on any show that they've appeared on. The problem is the manager holding everybody back. You can't tell me that Odegaard has dipped because of the fact that he has the freedom like he had 2 seasons ago. When Odegaard scored the 15 goals, Odegaard wasn't playing at 8. He was playing at 10. He was 8 in our defensive structure. And as soon as we got the ball, Odegaard moved to be just outside the 18-yard box to run into the box and make late runs to score goals if a ball comes out or if there's an opening and he can take a shot. Ever since we bottled that 8-point lead, we have gotten more pragmatic and defensive and gotten away. Just look at Martinelli and Saka. Martinelli and Saka played more like number 10s or secondary strikers that season. And it's the same problem that we have with Eze and Trossard. They want to line up on the edge of the 18-yard box, not on the fucking touchline, to where they're that much farther away to where it's harder for them to get into spaces to create and score goals. This isn't that hard of a concept to see. And as far as Timber or White, I don't necessarily think you need to get rid of them. My thing is, if you want Calafiori to run up and down, swing it as a 3. Have 3 center backs. Play White as his natural position as a center back and cover, Saliba and Magalhaes or Mosquera in this position. Have 3 center backs and your number 6, so you have 4 guys to cover the defense, so you can allow other people to play with more freedom, so you're safe as far as counterattacks and stuff. This isn't a hard thing to do.
Yeah, the thing is, have like a 3 at the back is like with Ben White, before he came to Arsenal, he was playing centre back in a 3. This fraudulent scumbag of a manager decided in his infinite wisdom to play him in a 2, and it failed. It massively failed. Like, for me personally, I still don't think Calafiori is a defender, whether it's a 2 or a 3. But would he be better in a 3 than a 2 with that protection? Yeah, he would, as long as he gets the license to do what he does, but I think he would going forward. You know, like for me, why doesn't he do what the things with Arteta? Why doesn't he do what Eddie Howe did with Joel Linton? Up front, it weren't working. He was signed as a striker. People forget that from I think it was Hoffenheim in the Bundesliga. He weren't scoring the goals. He weren't performing. He weren't linking up like he should have done. And then Eddie Howe was just like, okay, you're tall, you're strong, you're decent on the ball, but you've got immense work rate with the size and all of that. I'll put you in midfield next to Bruno Guimaraes and now Tonali. And it's worked a treat. It's worked a treat. Why doesn't he just look at the Trossards and the Ezzers? Like, if you are going to play them on the left, just be like, okay, instead of doing the touchline winger thing on both sides and not inverting, you know, have a bit more freedom when we have the ball. If you want to switch wings, switch wings. You know, play to what's in front of you. I know that's kind of more of a rugby term, but it still kind of applies in football, you know, in terms of just having the freedom and being able to see opportunities, which therefore in turn creates more chances.
That's
too
much for Mikel Arteta. That's too much. Just that simple tactic of it's way too much.
Even playing Calafiore on the left wing in some games. I'm not saying playing there all the time, but trust me, we know he can put the ball in the net. We know he can provide a pass. What was it? Was it against? It was either Forest or Bill Barry put a wicked ball in. And no, I think it was Forest.
Probably more left. If you were going to do that, and I don't agree with what I'm saying either, but what you're saying is surely more left wing back than a left midfielder. I mean, I think he's a left-sided centre back more than anything. Like, to be fair,
Calafiore should be playing left out.
He needs
Gianni will know. Gianni will know.
Calafiore should be playing left out. He should be serving fucking
Left
pizzas
out.
rather than playing for fucking Arsenal.
Well, ultimately. But again, this manager made the decision to sell Kieran Tierney, our only out-and-out fullback, period. Because let's be real, Timber ain't an out-and-out right-back. He's a centre-back who's done brilliantly at right-back. Same with Ben White.
Yep.
You know, we've got Calafiore playing left-back, even though by trade, centre-back.
Yeah,
Zinchenko went out on loan or whatever. Centre mid, number 10, playing him left back all this time. Miles Lewis Skelly moved to left back.
Do you know what it is? Sorry to cut you. Do you know what it is? He's signed about 35, 40 odd sort of players in his tenure, and probably about 30 of them he don't play in the right position. But what all these top good and what Mikel Arteta will transmit to all of you lot is when he gets one or two right, or one or two looks good, i.e. the Ben White moving over by default. But the Timbers, the 4 of them might have worked out, and he'll go, see, genius. See, told you, and just forget about the other 28 that are playing crap because they're being played out of position. And that's probably held Arsenal back quite a lot, to be fair.
It has held Arsenal back. This is Arteta in a nutshell, guys. This is Arteta in a nutshell, yeah? This is his philosophy. Overcomplicate a simple game in the modern era, which granted he's not on his own in that regard, but he's the worst at it and been getting away with it for so long because of his initial inexperience playing players out of position, and not only that, overplaying players, which is why Havertz is out, even though I don't rate the guy at all, fucking donkey. Bukayo Saka, who I do rate, who should have got exactly.
Who did you just say? Kai Havertz? I just that's for me, that one. just that too. Just quickly, boys. I've got a couple of messages there. One's from fucking Suju. I see that Suju bastard.
Suju's a class.
I see that Suju bastard. But first, Joseph, big up to you, man. He's saying big up to me in the panel. See, Suj, you could take a leaf out of the fucking world class Joseph Connor Golden's branch or whatever you want to call it. He's a geezer, Suj. I thought you was my brother from down under. Big up. Big up the fluffer from Brokeback Mountain with the soft small hands. Bubbles the monkey play toy. Hairy midget. Hairy midget Adam. But he obviously says, big up to Captain America himself, Taron, the mobster Gianni, and the gentleman Natster, and the legendary chat. Well, absolutely.
That's quite accurate. I'm not going to lie, gentlemen. At least someone recognises it. Do you know what I'm saying? Apparently, I'm toxic and negative like everyone else. Do you know what I mean?
It's the first time I've been called hairy. Fucking hell. I mean, I'll take it. I'll absolutely take that. We got fucking. There we go. I'll have a bit of that. But
I thought I was going to get called hairy. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm the one rocking the full beard and shit. Do you know what I'm saying?
I'll have it.
It's just,
do you know?
It is what it is.
I'll take that. That's a compliment, that one. You need to work on your fucking insult, Suge. I shouldn't have said that because he will. Fuck's sake. But big up to Suge as well, who's also said, whilst at it, hit the likes and subscribe to all. And that's the most important thing as well. Smash a like on the video, on the live stream, but make sure you're subbing to Taron, to Gianni, and of course to Natster. So yeah, we've got Macy jumping in right now. But before we say, big up to our Macy. Actually,
I like Macy.
Let's start with Macy.
What's up,
what are you
guys?
saying? He always intrigues me. I never know what you're going to say first. So
yeah, it's good to be back on your stream, Aaron. It's been a long time since I was here. And
I'll get that in a minute, comrade.
Yeah, so once again, I'm happy to be back on your stream, Aaron. It's a pleasure to be here. Big up to Gianni, meeting up again, Natster too. And I mean, on Sundays, the most crucial game for us, because now we have to start starting to challenge for the league this season, because there's no turning back, because Man City are starting to find some form on the back of the 2-0 win over Napoli on yesterday. So I'm a bit worried because we still have Bukayo Saka, who is like in training, but I'm a bit worried that if this manager rushes him back too quickly, then it could mean more trouble for our squad. And the fact of the matter is that people are saying that they would like to see Mosquera start against Man City. And it would be nice if he does. But the thing is, we all know Erling Haaland is a dangerous striker. He loves to outmuscle and barge our defenders aside. And I'm pretty worried for Mosquera. So if I'm the manager, I would put Saliba in defense next to Gabriel, because we all know Saliba and Gabriel work as a cohesive, and they will do whatever it takes to keep Haaland from trying to create some kind of scary moment.
Yeah.
But the one player that I'm very worried about is Jeremy Doku, and he's picking up some form. The amount of crosses he put for that 3-0 win over Man United, followed by that 2-0 win yesterday. Doku is looking like a real pickle now, and it's going to be hard for Timber and Madueke to catch him, because we all know Doku's a very tricky player, and he wants to get that Belgian place for the World Cup next year. And the thing is that Mikel Arteta should not take Man City lightly, because Man City are a whole different package of kettle. So I watched his press conference yesterday on talking about the preview of Man City, and he was like, and when one of the journalists said to him, "Do you think Pep is rebuilding his team?" And then he said, "I don't know, because you have to ask Pep that question." Like, I mean, why won't, like, I understand Arteta saying all you have to do is ask Pep, but why can't he just like say to himself like listen, Pep is my best friend and he is rebuilding his team, but we have to see what kind of team we are going up against on Sunday. So Arteta shouldn't take Pep lightly. We all know Pep is a very tactical, wise genius with the way he sets his team up. And there's another breaking news. Tim Lewis has officially left Arsenal, and that comes as a big surprise for all of us. And listen, I'm a huge Tim Lewis hater, because he and Richard Garlick alone were the two most people at doing their jobs right, because they were the ones that rewarded our manager multiple contracts. So I'm very happy that Tim Lewis has won, because now the tide is turning, because now another one of our board members is gone. Now all that is left now is to get Richard Garlick out, and then whether or not, and if so, if this manager does decide to drop some points, then it's time for us to start sacking this manager, because now some of our board members are leaving. It's only a matter of time before we lose all of our all of the people in charge of Arsenal, Aaron.
Yeah. Listen, man, there's a good few points you raised there, and one of them I wanted to sort of bring up, and this is what Thierry Henry said. We all know this, but it's a good talking point, and it brings me forward for the Manchester City game. Whoop. Right. And what he said was, let me just remove that quick, sack the manager, I do agree. I'm sure you remember that game where we lost 2-0 to Aston Villa at home. We all do, of course. He takes a strike out, puts in a holding midfielder. At the moment, we thought about not losing the game. We ended up losing. Ollie Watkins scored. If we had won that game, we were ahead of Man City. Who knows? I'm just saying, this is Thierry Henry, of course. If you want to win the league, you have to go and get it. When you play for the title, you need to go and get it. Not playing, not to lose games. If you want to beat Liverpool or Manchester City to that sweet, sweet title, you've got to go and get it. You cannot enter a game, let's not lose it. If you want to win the league, in my time, of course, a fantastic time for Thierry Henry, you had to go to Manchester United. And you cannot go and just say, let's see if we can draw this one. So I wanted to go on this. What do we reckon? And obviously now it's just swerving over to the Manchester City game. And then we'll get the other little talking points like the Mosquera and Salibas and a little bit after we go for this. But I wanted to make this the starting point of the conversation because it's only in 2 days' time. It's a massive game. We saw against Liverpool, guys, and I'll come to 2 of the new ones. Jamboy will go COYG, and then everyone can have their say. Whether I know Karen and that have been waiting, but we'll respect the new boys that come in, and then we'll have a little chat and we'll do a little free for all. What I'm saying as well is we played Liverpool. We all see the lineup. Everyone on this panel, everyone in this world class chat saw that lineup against Liverpool and went, for fuck's sake. For fuck's sake. Instantaneously, our hopes dipped, whatever ones we had in the beginning. Mikel Arteta has another chance very early on, by the way, very, very, very early on, to at least right some wrongs here, and go and attack Manchester City, who are at home, by the way, who are not strong as Liverpool. We have got this opportunity now to go and win this fixture. It might not be a 5-1 like last season. The stakes are different. It's a different time of the season. But what I do want to make clear is we cannot just keep being conservative in games, like Thierry Henry just said, and expect to win titles. We just cannot do it. We've already seen now our little blanket of fucking excuses go, oh, we're unbeaten against a big 6 in XYZ. Who cares? We didn't win any trophies in that time. Oh, and guess what? Oh, now it's gone. Now go and beat them. Sack that. Your little experiment didn't work. You got a little record, but it didn't fucking bring anything. Now go to Manchester City at home. I expect Arsenal Football Club. I don't expect them to blow them away. I don't. I just don't. But win the proper way. Go and play expansive attacking football. It might not be the best football you've ever seen, but for fuck's sake, give it a go. Jamboy, what do you reckon?
Yeah. Big up everyone in the panel and in the chat. I can't see the chat, so if anyone says anything, I'm not ignoring you.
Oh, they're being fucking right horrible, mate.
I can't see the abuse, man.
No, you're good.
No, I don't know what to expect. We all know what we want to see. We want to see attacking, quick one touch, 2-touch passing, a quick attacking. I mean, Man City they're a great team. They are. They're just not playing well. No, they've got great individuals. They're not playing as a team like they were because they've had a few go in and out, come in and out, and that. I just think Arteta's going to be conservative again. I can't see him. I can't see him going for it. What will probably happen? What normally happens in big games is we'll have the first 20 minutes and we'll be attacking and it'll all look good, and then they'll get one chance and they'll score. That's what I think is going to happen, and I think he's going to play the same midfield. I really do. And don't be surprised. Well, actually, he might not play the same midfield because he might drop Gyökeres and play Marino up top, and Martinelli on the left.
What do you reckon on that?
Well, I hope he don't, but it wouldn't surprise me because he brought off Eze and Gyökeres the other night. Martinelli and Trossard come on and scored, didn't they? And both assisted each other. It wouldn't surprise me if he goes Marino up top and Martinelli on the left, and then plays Wanyeri in the middle with Rice and Zubi, because we're all calling out for Wanyeri to start, it will take away the fact that he's dropped Gyökeres and Eze. You know, this is what he does. He does things like that. Yeah. I can't. I hope I'm wrong. I want him to attack them. I want him to just go out and attack. If we go out in that game and go out all attack, and we don't win the game, you hold your hands up and say, "Look, we give it a go. It was a good game." If he does what he does and stinks out a draw, then I'm gonna be pissed right off.
Yeah, I mean, sorry.
Yeah, it's like you said, when I see the starting lineup for that Liverpool game, before that, I was thinking we can go there and beat them.
Yeah.
And as soon as I see Marino in midfield, my exact reaction was what you just said out loud. I went, for fuck's sake. Yeah. It was the first thing I said. Why is he doing that?
Killed us.
It did. Why can't he just go 4-4-2-3-1? It's always the same formation, just with different personnel here and there. He's got Marino playing as a CDM with Rice and Zubimendi, but he's not a CDM. But he's got him playing that role. But when we do go forward, he lets him go forward. But he's not that type of player that's going to create.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's fake genius syndrome, isn't it? That's what it is. He just wants to be a genius.
He's trying to prove himself right.
Yeah. By doing the wrong
thing. It's not
things.
working.
Yeah.
He's so stubborn. Honestly, it winds me up, man. It really winds me up.
I know. It's frustrating. And I want to bring as well, COYG, man. Big up to you, brother. Thank you very much for coming on. What's your sort of take on it? Do you think well, I know you probably think we should be going there and attacking, but what can you see Mikel Arteta doing? Do you reckon he's actually going to go there with a bit of intent, or do you reckon he's going to shit the bed and leave skids on the way out?
It depends on if he has the balls to be brave. He needs to have the balls to go out there and put a strong lineup, but I don't think he will. Because I just feel as though the fact that when he puts Mikel Merino in midfield, it just stinks the whole midfield. I mean, if you look at the Anfield game, I saw that lineup. I knew we weren't going to win that game. And I've seen top gooners after the game, after the Liverpool game, said there were positives. I didn't see any positives. We were just basically defending. It looked to me as if Arteta wanted to protect his Big Six record, but unfortunately it's already ended, so you can't do anything about it. I mean, there's no point in you keep playing this defensive football. Like, okay, if you try at Anfield, if you tried and do your best, unfortunately, if you lose, I think we can take positives from there. But to play defensive football is never going to help. I mean, this game, I wouldn't be surprised if Arteta puts Odegaard in the team because in his press conference, I don't think he ruled out Odegaard or Saka, because I know that he will try and put Saka and Odegaard in the team. He might put Martinelli on the left because he scored. But Martinelli's not a left winger. He actually plays in that centre forward role. But obviously we know Arteta's killed his confidence. But I think we might stink our 2-1 win. I just feel as though the fact that we're playing, we might as well just 2 goals in the first half. But I just feel as though it's going to be tough because Donnarumma's looking at this going, it's easy peasy. I'm looking at our centre-backs. Erling Haaland's in form, and I think that Erling Haaland's going to do something to cause our centre-backs problems. I just feel as though the fact that midfield is going to be so key. And if he plays that midfield again, that midfield is going to be wide open, so exposed. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes with that same 3, because I thought in my midfield would have been Wanyeri, Zubimendi and Rice, all 3 together. But like the way we played against Nottingham Forest, he should play like that. Because when Odegaard got subbed off for Sinker and Hook, we played better football.
Facts.
But He should play that football in this game, but he won't because he just thinks it's Man City, and I don't know what he's doing. He just wants to copy Pep. That's the reality. He just loves copying Pep. That's who he is. He just wants to copy Pep, and it's gonna keep continuing. Like this season, we're winning fuck all. That's the reality. We're not winning anything, and everyone's like, "Oh, we're gonna win something," but look at the reality. This manager's not it. You have a chance to win something, but he's not doing it. He doesn't have the capability. He can't handle the pressure. I've seen him putting his fingers in his mouth. He's clueless. We all know he's clueless. He has nothing. He has no power. He has nothing.
Yeah. No, mate, I absolutely 100% agree with you. Look, and the thing is, what you'll go by, like what I always say, is 5 years of evidence instead of, oh, maybe this year we'll win something. That's delusion. Maybe they'll be right. A broken clock's also right twice a day. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's like Mikel Arteta, the genius syndrome. Oh, he'll get it wrong 1,000 times, but as long as he gets it right twice, he's proven right. It's frustrating. And do you know what? He hasn't got the balls to go there and set out an attack. And if he does, fair enough. We're all big enough, old enough, and ugly enough on this fucking panel to go, do you know what? He's gone out and attacked. And if we attack Man City on Sunday and absolutely blitz them, you'll go, do you know what? Fair play. You'll give credit where credit's due. That doesn't overwrite all the 5-6 years of shit. What it does is we give him credit for the night and hope that this is a change for him. But what we've seen is, especially again, I'll bring it back to that Liverpool game. We see the lineup and we don't go, oh, for fuck's sake, because we're negative, boring, or we've had a shit day. We go, oh, for fuck's sake, because we've seen this time and time and time again. We know what's happening. We've read the book. We've watched the DVD until the fucking thing's scratched to pieces. Do you know what I'm saying? We know what's going to happen. And we just want to see something else. That's all we want. Give us something else. Because guess what? Your style of play, it might have got you second, but it's not the Olympics. You don't get fucking medal or a trophy for that. I want us to go that next level. If you're not the geezer to do it,
get the fuck out.
Out you fucking go. We got V in the building.
That's the thing, Aaron. He has to win. He has to win this season. Yeah, no worries. He has to win.
Anyone can jump in as well, by the way. We get V and anyone jump in.
He has to win this season. For me, the only way he stays at this football club is if he wins the Champions League. For me, the league ain't good.
No, he can win the league and stay in.
No, but here's the thing. If he wins the league, I know he'll stay. But if he wins the Champions League in my eyes, then I'll accept it and I'll be like, you know what? You've done something that no other manager in our club's history has ever done. Because George Graham won us league titles. Arsene Wenger won us league.
McDonald's Wi-Fi, mate.
I would say it doesn't matter if he wins.
For the most part. You know,
yeah,
I would say it doesn't matter because we've seen teams stink their way to Champions Leagues. I mean, how many times have we seen Real Madrid in the recent era? They were nowhere near the best team in the competition.
Your internet's bugging out.
Which is fair enough.
Double bugging.
Hey,
sorry, one second. We'll bring V in. One sec. Natster, your internet's doing a mad one. Jump back out and jump back in, my geezer. Yeah. Right, V, what you gonna say, bro?
Yeah, no. For me, it's we can't disregard Champions League. Gianni, I love you, brother.
Right. Even if he wins it, I don't care, dude. It all depends. If you're gonna stink, you cannot tell me. I've said this a million times. The last team that spent $1 billion on their team and played pragmatic football was Inter. Jose Mourinho won a treble. So unless you're going to do a treble, which is what it's going to call for after spending.
This is not the Italian league we're talking about, though, brother.
What?
It's not the Italian league we're talking about.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't.
So if you win the Champions League, but you don't win against people who have spent twice as much as you in the transfer window,
who spent twice
throughout the 6 years, it doesn't matter, right?
It doesn't matter as much.
Nobody has spent twice
City
as much as us.
City has.
From when?
From what period?
in the last 4 years.
City spending was
No,
when
we
when
spent
Pep
more
got
than
here.
City.
We've
Since
had
Arteta
the
came,
same
we
City
spent
since
more
he's
than
How
gotten
can you
City.
say that?
We've spent more
We
than
spent
City.
more
We've
than
spent more
City.
than Real Madrid. The
What-
only
Real
team
Madrid.
that
One,
spent
yeah.
more money is Barcelona. That's why Barcelona has to keep finding different ways to scam people into the starting 11 for them to register people. I'm sorry, man. If you spent £1 billion, you stink your way into a Champions League and get lucky. Cool, I give it to you. Thank you for doing it for this club. But you spent £1 billion at the same time. I want to see you blow the shit out of everybody that you play if you spent £1 billion. I didn't get, it's not like we gave Simeone £1 billion to build an unstoppable defense of Atletico Madrid and we stink our way 1-0 all the way to the Champions League final and win. That's not what we're here for. Again, this is the thing that everybody needs to remember. The most important thing when you are at a big club is you have to put the heritage of the club at the forefront. Outside of George Graham, Arsenal is open attacking football. That's the same reason why Manchester United has been a shithole club and how it's been run since Fergie's left. From Matt Busby all the way to Fergie's open attacking football. They're trying to rewrite the history of the club, which is why that club is in a shit pile that it is right now. Arsenal, if he stinks his way to get the Champions League, cool. You could build him a statue if you want to. You still got to get the fuck out of this club. Because £1 billion to wait 6 years to win one off cup, you don't get to stay here. I'm sorry. You don't get to stay here for that. I wholeheartedly disagree with that. Because I could go.
No, that's insane to me because a trophy that we have not won ever in our lifetime in the entire club's history, and you're telling him to get out. Nah, man.
Yeah.
I'm not with that. Look, as much as I am
How much longer
getting
would
this
you
guy
give
out of the
him, though?
club,
If he won the Champions
one
League
more
this
year.
year, how much longer?
Just
One more
another
year.
year.
I can hear that. I think that's fair.
Just
I
another
think
year.
that's fair. I appreciate Gianni's thing, like he's fed up. But I can also appreciate. I'm glad you said only one more year. If you'd have said 2 or 3, you'd have totally lost me. But I do appreciate that.
No, just another year. It's
A chance to defend his title. I can hear you with that.
I don't defend this guy, right? Like I cuss this guy out day in day out. I have peers that hound me, and they're massive Arsenal fans as well. They used to live in London. They're now in Toronto, but we're close, right? They're like, no, but you don't understand what Mikel's done for the club. No, I do understand what he's done for the club. He got us here. Now it's time for him to go because he can't get us to the next step. It's not that hard.
So that's what I was going to ask you. What's your sort of stance on that? And you kind of answered it for me. So you're also Arteta out, or are you giving him this year?
Well, I kind of have to give him this year because I don't want him out in the middle of the season because we've seen what happens when you do that. So
yeah, we've
give him
also
till the
seen
end of the
teams
season.
win stuff and survive relegation, changing managers in the middle. To be fair, I get it. It's you don't really know what's going to happen. The thing is you roll the dice, like you said. We've seen managers go on and lift stuff. We've seen them relegate teams. It is a granted, but what we probably do know based on historical facts is Mikel Arteta probably won't win a trophy this year. So whilst I do appreciate that there could be an argument for going, it's still early doors in the season. You know, it's not like we've lost 2 or 3. I can appreciate that sort of thing. However, you offered me a better manager to come in. Let's just say Simeone left at Atletico Madrid right now and done a press conference and said, I only want Arsenal Football Club. Are you then sacking your manager to get him in? Is that what you do?
I would, yes.
You would,
yes.
Yeah. So decent amount of, I suppose, context is applied. So you would get rid of him for the better. So also, we're all in agreement that if we're going to see better, we need better. Why would you do that? Because Simeone wins stuff. He hasn't won stuff in a little while. To be fair, there has to be added that. But is he a better manager than Arsenal football than Mikel Arteta? Arteta FC that has proven to get to a final, to beat the monopoly of Real Madrid and Barcelona and win titles. Yes, he has.
Not only that as well, Aaron. If
jump in, yeah.
If by
Anyone
Christmas,
jump in, by the way. Anyone jump in.
Sorry, Suge, I'll let you have a talk in a sec. Just want to get this little
No. Keep interrupt him as much as you can.
he's in to slaughter you. He's coming to slaughter you out. He don't want to send no more super chats.
I've got his name and the mute button on the ready. So,
but if by December, Christmas time, if we're 8 points off the top, the best time to get rid of Arteta would be then bring a top manager in, give him the 6 months or to the end of the season. Don't matter where we are in the Champions League or anything like that, or in the Cups. Bring in a new top manager then, give him the rest of that season to get used to the players, give him the pre-season, and then he gets 2 seasons from there.
Mm-hmm.
And then see how he goes. If he don't win nothing for 2 seasons, you get rid of him, you get another one in until you start winning. And when managers come in and start winning, that's when you then go, right, he's got next year, he won again, he's got the next year, he's got the next, yeah. And then if he goes 2 years without nothing, you move on because it gets stale. The players get bored, you know.
Do you know what? Sorry, Dan.
Just say, when you bring in a new manager, the players have then got a rethink about their futures. That's not all the players that haven't been getting games. They might start performing, and they might then get a chance to play.
Yeah.
So it can work. It can. Grass ain't always greener. It can be. But be careful what you wish for and all that. But eventually, it will work. Chelsea have done it so many times. Look at their trophy log.
Yeah.
How many all the managers they've sacked? You just look at their trophy cabinet from
the Real Madrid model. Look how many trophies they got.
Since Abramovich went there, you look how many trophies they've won and how many managers they've had.
Well, for 20 years under the Abramovich, I think they were definitely obviously the English side of things. They were the most successful team in 20 years under that model, the same model of Real Madrid. And
Statistically speaking,
go on, Taron, go on, bro.
Statistically speaking, since 2005, Bayern Munich, Chelsea, and Real Madrid have sacked the most managers. They've also won the most amount of trophies.
There you go. There's my point in a nutshell.
Boom.
Boom.
Inarguable. Swallow that. How'd you come back to that shit?
But the idea that it doesn't work, you sack a manager until you find one that wins and you roll it.
How'd you argue that? How'd you argue that?
This is why we have Darren and Gianni on the chat, but they speak facts.
Anyway, Suge, thank you very much for coming on. It was always
Did you kick it out?
Oh man.
Don't criticize me. You booted me every fucking show. Don't fucking criticize me.
Just started talking and you booted him.
You've even won the panel, Suge. Thank you.
Big up Suge every time.
Carry on, Suge. Carry on, mate.
Save space.
All I was going to say on Reed's point was, I think, Arteta's still going to have his job, even if he wins a Carabao Cup, let alone a Champions League. Arteta will still be here next year because there's no way that the Cronkies are actually going to pay him out for his contract next year if he wins one trophy. It doesn't matter what the trophy actually is, which is, we all know that's stupid because this is not the Arsenal that we actually want, or with the Arsenal that we actually have grown up supporting. But it is what it is. But heck, I will say this right now: if Ange says he wants to come, I'll fucking take Ange for 6 months. Give me Ange for 6 months over Arteta.
That's too far.
That's a ballsy move.
That's too far.
Take him for 2 years and you'll probably win something in the second.
Hey.
That's just what he does.
Okay. The thing is, our defense is better than Spurs, right? So if Ange plays his attacking, free-flowing football, then heck, why not for 6 months?
You got a point.
Just to get Arteta out as well. There's also that little impact.
Correct.
Arteta won't be manager of Arsenal Football Club.
And any manager who can go into Spurs and win a European Cup.
Yeah. Oh, listen,
any trophy,
I'll take
any trophy for that matter.
Yeah.
Win any trophy for Spurs for that matter.
Yeah. Mate, do you know what I've seen as well? To add to your point, Suge, I've seen so many Arsenal fans.
Like, don't get me wrong.
Winning that Europa League. 1 second. So many
Don't
of
get
them
me wrong.
slating for winning the Europa
Like,
League.
if
So
it, like,
why
I
didn't you win it
understand
against
what
Olympiacos? Then?
Johnny's
Why? Oh, Nazi,
saying.
your internet's doing a mad one again.
Example.
Go on, mate.
Your
Yeah,
internet's
yeah,
bugging out, mate.
yeah, proper. 1 second. That hello. Yeah, you're doing a mad one, that stuff. I've had to mute you because you're cutting all over the shop. But listen, what I was going to say as well is maybe try coming back out, coming in, my brother. Go on.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Well, you got you got dial up.
Can we get some Virgin, brother?
My internet's usually good, but what I'll do is I'll go on my phone. I'll join on my phone because that should.
It's not 3G, is it?
For some reason, it should work. But yeah.
2G.
No. I've got 5G. My internet is usually fine. It's just the operating system. All right, I'll leave and then I'll come back in a bit.
No, you've done this, Aaron. You've
I'll
done
save
this,
you guys
Aaron.
a hassle, innit?
Come on. What I was basically saying is I've totally forgot because then that's the thing. So yeah, if anyone feels free to
And before the chat actually rips at me for getting Ange and the experts or whatever, it was for context here. Anything is better than what we have at the moment. And Ange is my countryman. I need to stick with Ange.
I forgot about that. I definitely don't want
To be fair, he does play attacking football, and that's what we want.
He does.
Correct.
He'd probably
Correct.
get the best out of our front line.
There's a man who I've been trying to sell. There's a man who I've been saying since the beginning of summer who we should sign.
How about a balance, guys?
Go get.
How about some sort of balance?
What's your balance, MV? What's balance to you?
Balance to me is like
not falling over.
someone like Glasner or Iraola.
Yeah, but
that's too
what
big
about
of a jump.
No, Gianni, you're just gonna give me some Italian managers, man. Come on.
No,
you're gonna say Conte. You're gonna say, Conte does the best.
No, it's about winning managers.
It's about winning. That's the difference
in this team.
It's here. If you wanted a manager, who's done,
we haven't won anything in 5 years.
If you want a manager that's playing open attacking play and punching above his weight limit, that's true. Go get De Zerbi. Why did you let De Zerbi go to Marseille? Marseille's better. He's better.
And wait, hold up. What did De Zerbi win again? Can I hear it?
He won in Ukraine, and he took
Ukraine. Yes,
it doesn't matter. He won a trophy.
No. Ukraine. Yes.
So you said Areola. What's he won?
Nothing. I'd rather win nothing and get a better manager than De Zerbi, who's won in Ukraine. Are you serious?
Took a team, hold
Are
on.
you shitting me, brother?
Hold on.
In the Ukrainian league. In the Ukrainian league.
De Zerbi, it's a swallow. De Zerbi, it's a swallow through the youth academy while he was there, scouted half of the Italian national team.
Did you see what De Zerbi did with Brighton?
With who?
With Brighton.
Yeah, he got them to Europe.
He was shit half the time. He was good half the time.
He got
That's
them to Europe.
literally what we see with our manager. He's Arteta 2.0. I'm sorry, he's Arteta 2.0. De Zerbi is not the guy, man. De Zerbi is not the guy.
Has Areola got Bournemouth to Europe yet?
No, because he does not have the same kind of talent that Brian did, man. Come on, let's not go there. You know what I'm saying?
But that's my point. Roberto Mancini is proven. Roberto Mancini is a proven manager. Carlo Ancelotti is leaving Brazil. Let's go after him.
Okay, I would take Carlo. I'm not taking Mancini though. I'm not.
Why?
Bro, Mancini. Are you serious? At this day and age, in 2025, you want Mancini. Are you serious?
His resume is better than damn near any other manager that we're going to look at.
Okay. Here's the thing: resumes don't matter when you're fucking 58 years old, brother.
Brother, if you win, you win. That doesn't mean
anything. Your mic getting feedback just quickly. Someone's mic's getting bit feedback.
It's not mine. I've just muted mine, and it was still doing.
If you can win, you can win. It doesn't matter how old you are or anything else. It's all about winning.
Because I'm on headphones.
I think it's V's. The feedback.
I don't know. Yeah,
But my
either
thing
way,
is
it's gonna
this:
do. Go
if
on,
you
carry on,
want a manager that's going to win, who is realistically out there that we don't have to pay more money for to get out of a contract? Inzaghi. Everyone said Inzaghi, right? Inzaghi had the best team in Italy for 4 years and only won one league title. So if we're going off of that metric, Inzaghi's automatically out. He's automatically out, number one. Simeone plays a defensive brand of football and is a proven winner. He hasn't won in 4 years. So you're telling me a guy who hasn't won in 4 years you would take, but the guy in Mancini who's won at damn near every team that he's been
and
at,
in England,
who's won in England, won in Italy, won in
the
Turkey.
Premier League with City.
Yeah. I don't understand what we're looking at.
With a stacked team.
Mancini over Areola. I'm taking Mancini over De Zerbi. I'm taking Mancini over Glasner. His resume is proven, and he's done it on both. He's done it at national level and club.
Bro, I'm taking guys like Enrique, Areola. I'm taking all kinds of dudes over the guys you're suggesting, man.
Brother, Enrique's not leaving PSG to come to Arsenal. He's not.
No, I understand that. I understand that.
And neither is Hansi
But
Flick.
you give him 20
down the level from them. Mancini's better than majority of who you're going to talk about. That's just facts, dude. We're not. Klopp is not going to come back
Mancini
and backstab them
in 2025. The guy that used to manage in Saudi Arabia, that's now retired, want him to come back to manage Arsenal. Nah, that's your Italian bias talking, brother.
Retired,
no, don't talk shit. That's your Italian
retired.
bias talking, bro. Mancini is not it in 2025. Grow up, brother.
Okay.
I'm just saying. That's your Italian bias. It's
not
nothing more than that. It's your Italian. Hey, yo, brother.
On the job anymore at Arsenal.
Mancini in 2025 is insane, bro. That's insane.
Again, but
do you know what is more insane? Arteta for 5.5 years.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah, that's fair. And I'm with you on that, Aaron.
That's nasty work.
No, dude. Ask any single Arsenal fan today that's Arteta out. Not a fucking single one will tell you Mancini next. Not a single one.
No.
Not even in top three.
No,
top three.
But hold on a second. That baffles me, like, because he's better than Arteta. So why would they not want him? And he's a winner.
He fucking retired from the Saudi league, bro. Like
and
so you're telling me all of these other top teams didn't want him, and we should get him? Brother, we should get him over this failed manager that we had. We should get another failed manager. He couldn't win the Saudi league, bro. He couldn't win the Saudi league, bro.
Wait. He wasn't the Saudi league manager. He was the national team manager. What are you talking about? He was the national team manager and got Saudi Arabia to the semifinal of the Asian Cup. What are you talking about? He wasn't in the Saudi league.
So that's what we're aiming for now, Gianni? Semifinals? Oh, guess what? We won there last year. Last year we were there.
It hurt.
Yeah, nah, bro. Nah.
Wait, hold on.
Mancini is not it, bro.
Wait, hold on a second. I wanted to throw in another name
pick
that.
Iraola then, though. But what's the point of picking Iraola? He hasn't won anything.
But hold on a second. Don't we need a manager? He can show he can actually do a lot with not much, and also can show that, like, for example, because when you think about it, like, yes, people can argue and say, yeah, we need a winner, yeah, and that's not wrong to say, but at the same time, I don't think it would go amiss by going for a manager like experienced who plays an attacking style of football and has shown that, like, for example, they can do a lot with not much investment. I don't think it would be the worst thing to go for, because, like, I think someone mentioned Areola, like, he's probably not my first choice, but I think he could. I think he might do well if he came to Arsenal, but who knows? Because we've never seen him at a big club.
He won't do well.
Fair to say
he won't do well though.
Yeah, but
he won't do well at Arsenal.
But where is the evidence? Because it's like we don't really have any.
Graham Potter
went from Brighton to Chelsea and flopped. Played great football, didn't win nada, didn't do well in the league. Iriola plays great football, but he's not proven at the level that we're at right now. See, even a Diego Simeone, as an example, not everyone will agree. I know Gianni disagrees with me on that. That's fair enough.
I
But
take
he would be,
Simeone because at least
yeah,
he's
over
good.
Arteta, yeah, no, but even against Iriola, he's a much better option. And I think that Berta, you know, with Tim Lewis leaving, Garlic will stay a little bit longer unless he goes against Berta. That's just my view. We need an elite level manager, aka a manager that's been there, done it, and won it. Simeone's won, Conte's won. I don't care about the style of play. Jose's done it. Do you know what I'm saying? If you want to go elite, we're such a big club and all of that, why don't we go for Hansi Flick at the end of the season? Why don't we go for Luis Enrique at the end of the season? Luis Enrique's won it all at PSG. Why don't we? Hansi Flick and Luis Enrique play great football. Why don't we go for them? If we're paying Arteta £15 million a year, why don't we fucking go for Enrique? Give him the same money. Give him 20 million. We can afford it. Why not? Why not?
Enrique's on about 9-10 million.
We could have also
15
Inzaghi as well, Simone Inzaghi, but unfortunately that never happened because our fan base were a bit stupid because they're happy with Arteta because they think Arteta is getting us to competing again. But are we really going to compete for the Premier League? Because it seems as though Arteta just seems to be more than happy with a draw because that's what he likes. He's just not brave enough to like counter-attack another team because every time we score a goal, we retreat. We always back off from the opposition because they now break forward. So if we had a manager like Simeone or Enrique, if we score first, then we can keep going forward, creating more goals, creating chances. Because with Arteta, we get one goal and then all of a sudden we're slowly starting to retreat away from the ball. We're not
I think Macy. That's my issue with Arteta. Like, I'm from one thing. I was even on group chat. Like, this is the thing I was even discussing in last international break, and I even said Arteta needs to be a bit more proactive. And people are like, like what? Like people are like, people are trying to say to me, if we go attacking, yeah, like, that's not how it works. Like every manager has their philosophy. We have to defend first. You don't like if we go attacking, we'll go and get beat. This and the other. And I said, like, in a title race, draws are drop points. And someone tried to convince me, some draws are good. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, because it's like, when I look at title races, like, if you think obviously a loss is damaging, in a ways, yes, but I think a draw is more damaging than a loss because draws are 2 points dropped, and people don't understand that.
Yeah, massively. That's why we've got to go for it, and that's the difference. You look at us, right? What did we draw? 14 last year, and I think was it 9 of them was from leading positions.
Yeah,
that tells you when you get statistics like that. And by the way, I think we was about 20 goals down on what we did last season. That tells me we are shunning the attack and we are too scared to go forward in terms of the draws. We finished 10 points behind Liverpool in the end. Of them 14 draws, of which, by the way, 9 of them were leading. If you were to change them, that's 18 points. That you can even then take that down. Even if you just swap 5 of them draws into wins, you're on goal difference. Like we've drew 14 of them. 14. You take 2 points 5 times. There's your 10 points, and we were ahead in 9 of them. In 9 of them. That's massive. We paid the price for a manager who has some severe major PTSD about losing and bottling that title in 22-23. Now, granted, he's created, one second, brother. He's created a very good defence. I don't think I've ever heard anyone, especially on our side of the fence, criticise the defence. I don't think I have. Why? Because we speak honestly, we articulate what we see with our eyes, and he's done a good job with the defense. He has, inarguable. But the problem is yes, defense wins titles, but okay, under the Mikel Arteta ethos, his defense will get you 38 points minimum. In leagues gone by, that gets you relegated. You need to fucking win games. And whilst Fergie probably said defense wins you titles, I'm sure it was Fergie. I might have got that wrong. It might have been Alan.
Mourinho.
I think it was Fergie. I think it was Fergie.
Defense wins you titles, but probably because he had Dwight York, Andy Cole, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and Teddy Sheringham up top. Probably because he had David Beckham and Ryan Giggs on the wings. Probably because he had a good attack. So if you haven't got a good attack, defense doesn't fucking win you titles. If you don't know how to utilize your attack, defense doesn't fucking win you titles. It just stops you getting relegated. Because the
also,
maximum amount of points you can get from a solid defense that keeps 38 clean sheets is 38 points. You can amass that very, very, very quickly in 13 games. You win 1-0. All right, you win 2-1. You win 2-1 in 13 games. You've got 39 points. And guess what? You've got yourself a nice little 20 fucking something games to play for points. So yes, defense does win you titles, but attacks win you games. Attacks win you games. And
goals
of the
will always win
14
you
draws,
games, man.
of the 14 draws that we had last season, our attack was not good enough. And that's why I worry about this manager. I massively worry about this manager, and I'll tell you for why. Because he's got all the gear and no idea. He's now been given his Gyökeres, the most prolific striker in the last 2 years. He's got Eze, a number 10. People will say he can play on the left. He'll be our best left winger by default, by the way, because he's just better than Martinelli. But I'll probably be one of our best left wingers by default. It's not because Eze's an unbelievable left winger. It's because the existing left wingers are shit. That's why he's playing that left winger. Why are we not playing a 4-2-3-1? Why did we not get a proper left winger and play Eze in his position? Like, these are the questions. This is down to the manager. £15.6 million a year. What have we got for its fans? I don't give a fuck what. We only care about what the player's on and how much the transfer fee is when it's not going right. Essentially, we don't care. We're fans. I outlay loads of money. I want to see victories. I want to see wins. I want to see results. I want to see that kind of shit. And when you're not delivering it, we will scrutinise it. And you're being paid £15 million a fucking year to sort that out. And not just in 1 year or 2 years or 3 years or 4 years or 5 years, 6 years. This is your 7th campaign as a Premier League manager. We expect fucking better. We expect to go to Manchester City at home on match day 5 and put in a performance. Now, it might not be a blow them away, and I'm willing to accept that. We might not smash them 5-1 again. I'm fine with that. But what I do want to see is us being the better team and us winning that game. I don't think that's entitled of me to say so.
No, I don't think there is.
I'll be happy with.
Or even like a 2-0 or 2-1. But when I actually think about it, I really think, even with what Aaron just said in terms of obviously left wingers, and he said, why didn't we go and get like a proper left winger? Even though Eze is good and he's better than what we have by default. Really and truly, I really think with the left winger position, I really think that one's interesting. But if I'm being real, I just think like the top quality left winger that we were actually trying to go for, who was what's his name, Rodrigo. I just think Rodrigo looked like he was never gonna leave. Like let me just call it out. He was never gonna leave Real Madrid. I just think that one was just dragging on, and it just looked like he was never gonna leave. Like, and then now I look at the other left wingers outside of Rodrigo. Now you look at Lookman, Fofana. I don't know what was happening with Fofana, and that if that guy wanted to leave or he wanted to stay. Then obviously the Lookman thing, it looked like he just wanted Inter Milan. Inter didn't want to pay the money. Then obviously shit goes sideways. With obviously Atalanta pricing him out. Okay, then now Prem teams now try and go for him. Obviously, no one really wants to pay pay the money for him because of his age, being 27, and then next thing you know, like the player's still trying to see if he can move, then it doesn't happen. But obviously, like it is what it is. But when after Rodrigo, I just think obviously the left wing market was not great. It was not great. But
Kvaratskhelia was the one to go for and get.
I'm talking about in the summer. I'm talking about in the summer because Kvaratskhelia was already he was bought in January.
But he should have been. He should have gone for
He could
him.
still have been bought in the summer, like 6 months. Like it is what it is. Like
yeah,
it is what it is.
There was
But
a
I just don't
available.
understand.
There was plenty of
available at the tail end.
Wait,
we didn't
was
test any
Barcola
waters for
actually
anyone.
leaving though?
That's
Was
the problem.
Barcola actually leaving?
No, he was never going to leave. He was never going to leave, man. He was never going to leave. My thing is, why don't we play a 4-4-2? Yes, we do need a left winger, but the problem is when Lego had decided to buy Madueke as basically what initially was Bukayo Saka cover, now he's starting. Yes, Bukayo Saka's injured, but Martinelli ain't really been performing. Yeah, he scored the other night. Cool. So did Trossard. But at the same time, switch up the goddamn formation. Switch it up.
Horses
because there is no way, there is no reason as well. If you want to play Merino that bad, there is a system there in place. The way we play, if he switched to a 4-4-2, we would not only still be solid in defense, we would be better in attack as long as he was willing to let the handbrake go. This guy refuses to attack since the 22-23 season.
Mm-hmm.
That's it in a nutshell.
Yeah, like
that's the bottom line.
I think now it's the thing with Arteta is that after that like season when we bottled it, I think Arteta was scarred and he was scared of bottling it again because of obviously our style of play and obviously that season. I remember like when we had the injury to Saliba, we suffered a big defeat to Man City 4-1 at the Etihad. And what Arteta thought of, he just said, if I can't beat Man City offensively, I'm gonna try and beat them defensively. But I think that was the wrong mindset. He approached it. What Arteta should have done is he went defensive too early. What he should have done was just buy better attacking players.
He's had 2.5 years to solve this though. And now he's actually got attacking players. He's doing the same thing as he fucking did for the last 18 months.
I'm saying earlier. He should have the season after we bottled it. He should have just bought I think as well as obviously when he bought he bought
Marino
defenders.
Calafiori. That's the summer.
I'm talking about when he bought Timber.
Well.
When he bought Timber that summer, he should have gotten an Ivan Toney.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%. Yeah. No one's definitely
But
that.
at the same time, people would mention at that time, it wouldn't have made sense to get Ivan Toney because he was on he was on a transfer ban because of obviously the whole betting situation, and it's like
He was off it in the winter, I think.
Yeah, but people didn't want to take a risk because they felt he would have been rusty, and it's like if you pay a player then it's like what's the point of paying for a player in the summer if he's not gonna play until January?
That was the winter window, to be fair, that we could have bought him, and we decided not to, and he come back for Brentford and started scoring goals. Do you know what I mean? It was Arteta that bottled it. Go on, Johnny. Let Johnny come in. Rook, let Johnny come in.
Besides all that, I mean, that's all well, good and all, but why would you say that he needs to buy better attacking players when it's him that fucked off the season that we should have won? Martinelli and everybody scored 15 goals apiece. We had three people that scored 15 goals that season. The problem was Arteta is a shithead because he pulled Trossard and forced Gabby Jesus back into the position and fucked up the whole offense when Trossard was damn near Premier League Player of the Month for two straight months.
Yeah.
The guy had 10 assists in 20 games in the league. It's not that we needed better players. It's that the manager is shit. And the problem is that he was shit even before the year that he bottled it. The year he came in, Cool. We won the FA Cup. Fantastic. Guess what? The next year, as shit as we were when we finished 8th, he bottled a 6th place finish that year. The next year, we finished 5th. He bottled 3rd place. So the guy's been a bottle job the whole time he's here. It's not the fact of you needing better attacking players. It's the manager is just shit. That's the problem.
Bottled the Europa League as well.
Multiple times he bottled the Europa League as well.
I get where you're coming. I get where you're coming from.
One sec. Let the boys finish.
What I was saying before when V was talking crazy is Iriola cool or De Zerbi. I don't want neither one of them. This is not a fucking club where an unproven manager has to come and learn on the fucking job. This is Arsenal. What the fuck are we talking about here? This is the 3rd biggest club in fucking England. This club is in the same conversation as Manchester United and fucking Liverpool. It's in the same conversation as Inter Milan, AC Milan, and Juventus. Same conversation as Real Madrid and Barcelona. Same conversation as Bayern Munich. This fucking club should not be hiring no fucking manager that doesn't have any type of CV where there are trophies on their hall. Plain and fucking simple. That's the whole point of why I was saying Mancini. The man's won 3 Serie A's. He won the fucking the Premier League. The only time he didn't win was a one-off year in Russia, and when he had to drag Inter Milan's sorry ass from 9th place back to 4th because of how fucked up they were. Besides that, the man wins everywhere he goes. That's the profile we need, not some new jag-off that's going to learn on the fucking job. Because then what? Everyone's going to say, oh, we now got to give him a few $100 million to fucking build a team. Get the fuck out of here. Someone needs to come in now that's already used to winning. End of story.
Rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat.
It's interesting. Like I get what you mean. What Gian said, but at the same time, like two things can be true at once. I agree with what, like, obviously you said. Yeah, he didn't mess up the attack, like in the sense of when Jesus came back from injury, he started like playing him when really and truly he should have just, stuck with obviously Trossard and whatnot.
But these are mistakes he's not learning from, though. That was 2.5 years ago. 2.5 years ago, that was. Why has nothing changed? It's got worse.
I really just think, I don't know. I really think that the year that like we capitulate, and even when someone said, "Oh, we're no longer," I think was it like we're no longer playing attacking. I think was it the first half of the 2023-2024 season. And I was listening to a Monday Night Football, and I heard what they said. They said like what Arsenal are doing was no different to like last year. Basically the same thing, but it's just that teams had adapted to Arsenal. Because teams respected Arsenal, they were not giving Arsenal as much space to operate and whatnot. And that's why that season, a lot of Arsenal's goals, I think in the first half of the season, were coming from like set pieces and stuff like that. And then I heard guys like Jamie Carragher saying things like, if this is the Arsenal we're seeing for the rest of the season, he said, I don't think that's going to win them the league, because he said a lot of games are going to go down to the wire, and it's like games that Arsenal think that they're winning 1-0 and stuff like that. Those games could end up going against you, and you end up losing those games like 2-1 or 1-0.
Well, that's what we're saying. He needs to fucking grow a set of bollocks to win them games 2-1.
I've been saying it from when I first entered the fucking stream, respectfully, yeah? It's the manager that's causing all of this mess on the pitch. He has a proven track record of bottling it time and time and time again. The 23-24 season, we were 2 points off winning the league title. It was the Villa game because he decided, you know what? I've been playing Havertz up front. It's been working, but I brought him in as a midfielder. What does he do? You know what? Let's just put him in fucking midfield, yeah? Because I want to be proven right. I want to win the league my way. It's my way or the highway, aka no way. Yep. You know, that see you next Tuesday, right? That fucking see you next Tuesday, right? Has cost us multiple fucking trophies. Time after time after time after time again. This is why we say we need a proven winner. I don't care how wicked, how good a fucking Iriola is. I don't care how a De Zerbi's doing. He's playing well. I don't care how well Eddie Howe's doing. Granted, he's won a trophy. But this is Arsenal Football Club. Like Gianni said, we are an elite level football club. If you're saying we're the best in the world, hold this football club to that fucking standard. It's as simple as that. There is no, it's non-negotiable. You can't defend the indefensible. I'm not hearing that shit anymore.
Yep.
You can say we bought this player, we bought that player. Arteta didn't quite do this, didn't quite do that. It's done. He's not even a rookie manager anymore. He's been here for 6 years nearly, into his seventh season. Seventh season, he has to deliver a major trophy. He has to win the Champions League. He has to win the Premier League. An FA Cup don't save him. A League Cup doesn't save him.
I hear that.
Period.
So what trophy do you think we have a better chance of winning? What trophy do you?
Because he's still the manager.
No.
It's not about the better trophy. It's not about what better option do we have. We're past that, mate. He's had multiple chances to win the FA Cup. No, I hear your question, mate. I hear your question. My point is, we're beyond that. We're not Palace, with all due respect. We're not Newcastle. We're not Tottenham. Yeah. We're not Villa. We're not all these other clubs that are there or thereabouts trying to get into European places. This is Arsenal Football Club. We need to get to a point now and aspire to be like a Real Madrid, a Barcelona, Bayern Munich. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. It's win the major trophies now. You've had $1 billion plus. You've basically got damn near everything you wanted. We've got a proper DOF right now who's asserting his authority, rightly so, because Edu Sucks Toes weren't doing that bullshit. He was like, shrimp on the Barbie, mate, shrimp on the Barbie and all that bullshit, yeah? We've got a proper fucking DOF, yeah? We got a proper DOF. He wanted Sesko, we got Gyökeres. He didn't want Eze, we got Eze, yeah? I don't know if he wanted Hincapié or Mosquera. I reckon Mosquera, for me personally, is a Berta signing. But if Arteta wanted him as well, whatever. It is what it is. He's here now. But I'm not like most of these other fans. It's like, well, he's here now, so we have to back him. Fuck that bullshit. No. You're an elite level football club. You have to perform. You're multi-millionaires. I don't want to hear excuses. That goes for the players, but especially the manager, because the manager's in-game management, his man management, his tactics, he's been found out.
Yeah.
He has to deliver this season, or I reckon he's going to go anyway, whether it's by Christmas or at the end of the season. He's done. There's no more excuses. He's chucked away FA Cup. He's chucked away League Cups ever since he got here after winning an FA Cup in the first 6 months. But yet we hear, oh, no, it takes time. It don't take fucking time. He won the FA Cup in the first 6 months while only signing 2 players. I'm not hearing this bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm not hearing it.
No, it's interesting. It's interesting you say that, because even with the fact that you said like he has to win something, I think Arsenal need to go for all the trophies that they're in. Go for the league.
Should have done that every season.
Exactly.
No. Go for the league. Go for the Champions and go for the Cups. Go for because I think we have the squad to compete on I wouldn't say 4 fronts. I'll say three fronts, because I think Arsenal should go for all the 3. Actually, you know what? When I think about it, I would want to go for the league, win the league, and get to the Champions League final. But I wouldn't even mind, as much as a league title, I wouldn't even mind winning the Carabao Cup.
Would that be enough for you? Just the Carabao Cup? Would that be enough for you to let him keep his job, though?
To be honest with you, I'd be happy for the day at Wembley, but I would be like, if I'm the owner, I'd say, thank you for your time, and shut the door on the way out. Thank you.
Correct answer. Yeah.
We all get there in the end, mate. That's basically the point. We all get there in the end. My way of thinking, my perspective is just like, there's no more tiptoeing, no more excuses, no more injuries, no more this, no more that. We've got the squad depth now. We've got a bit more quality. And I agree. We should go for every trophy. We should go for every trophy, but he should have been doing that from day fucking one. That's the point. That's the point. If he was doing that, like Klopp was trying to do, like Pep was doing, we would all be like, okay, at least he's doing his best. It's not about whether he cares or not. It's about, are you doing what needs to be done, as well as giving your all to get us to where we need to be. He's basically a poor man. Yeah, he's basically a poor man's Brendan Rodgers. And even then, that's disrespectful to Brendan Rodgers. He just can't get over the line at this level, which is fine. But the problem is these fans have kept him in a job. They've kept him in a job.
Look,
£50 million a year. He's one of the most highest paid managers on the planet. A League Cup and FA Cup won't do it.
Yeah, I really
it's Champions League or bust, pretty much, for him.
Yeah,
he's put himself in that position with all that bullshit that he's saying in press conferences.
Yeah, I don't
feel sorry for the guy.
Let's not forget as well, it's the same manager that said to William, one second, bro. It's the same manager that said to William, we will qualify, win the Champions League within 3 years. And it took you 3 years to just qualify for it.
And it's the same manager that bought a dog. Don't forget, he's walking with Patsy dogs to win the dog. You know, to win the dog, he's taking to Patsy dog.
No, the win the dog is funny. That dog is. But the thing is, why did they even have to even get that dog? Because
because it's all bullshit. Because it's all
bullshit. P-R-O-C-E-S. P-R-O-C-E-S.
Trust the process.
No, but think about it. What if some of the players are scared of dogs, and you have the dog chasing people in
they're
training
not scared
ground?
of dogs. They're scared of winning, mate. And it's called winning. They're not scared of winning.
The players don't care.
The players don't rate him anymore. I think the players don't want to. I think the players don't want to play for this manager. I think Bert is waiting for another manager. That's what Bert is here for.
Let me ask Taron this year. Taron, as an Arsenal fan, right, and we're going to keep it within the manager sphere, right? If Arteta left tonight and we got someone else in as manager, and adequate, obviously as good as we can, you know, like a Manchin or whatever, but someone else came in, are you looking at the season more positively? Even though you don't even know who's coming in, if Arteta got sacked, let's just go over this narrative. Arteta gets sacked now, breaking news. Are you now looking at the season with a bit more optimism? Or I suppose maybe you would have to wait to see who's coming in. But the point I'm trying to make is you've got something to believe in again now, because finally we can unshackle ourselves from the fucking 5.5 year process that ain't worked. And we can sort of get beyond something again a little bit. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, so the funny thing is we've seen Chelsea sack an actual club legend in Frank Lampard mid-season. Hire Thomas Tuchel and go on to win the Champions League.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts. So I stream every day, right? So I get to hear myself waffle. So it's a joy to sit here and listen to Jam.
So do we.
I like to listen to what the man them have to say in it. So I'm thoroughly enjoying the conversation, even though I'm being quiet. So I'll be very concise. Yeah, I'll be complete. Because here's the thing. I think Jamboy said it earlier. If we're 8 points off the title come Christmas, you have to sack him, because it's not like he has a great records in the cups. He's closer to the actual Premier League than he is in the cups. So I think the Frank Lampard example is a perfect one to use, because he is an actual club legend. Arteta is more of an Everton man than he's an Arsenal man, right?
Yep.
So he's seen them actually sack a club legend.
Someone might stand mad.
Historic example. So the examples are there for us to use.
He's not even a legend at any of the clubs that he's played for. He's not a Sociedad legend.
Yeah,
he's not a Rangers legend, and he's not an Everton legend.
Yeah,
he was a deadline day panic buy. At least Mertesacker is somewhat competent. Sorry, mate. Just 1 second, and then I'll let you go, man. Yeah, but like for me, all these fans, all these wallads, all these mutants, all these wet wipes that bow down to their Lord and Savior, Mikel Arteta, and I will die on this hill, and I will be right. Whether it's at Christmas or at the end of the season, I don't care at this point. Get this fucker out of our football club. Because time and time again, no manager has ever had this backing, especially from the media. This is why I'm so passionate about it. You don't see this in any other country. You don't see it in Italy. You definitely don't see it in Spain. You don't see it in Germany. You don't see it in France.
No.
You don't see it in the Americas. You don't see it in Africa. You don't see it in Asia. Why is it England? It's a culture issue. These fans don't
Yeah.
have the bollocks. They can't see it for what it is. And it's gone past brainwashing. Because at least with Wenger, at least they could fall back on, well, look what he's done for the club, innit? And he was successful. You can't say that about Arteta. It's a cult. Say what you want
It's
about
a
cults, but
journey.
he's
It's a
spot on.
family.
It's a cult. Yeah, we're a family. And all that fucking bullshit, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, this manager, his time is now to deliver. And if he can't, which he won't, I believe, then he's out the door. Sayonara. That's what we're on, people. Like, either win the majors or piss off.
Win everything.
Simple as that, ultimately.
Win everything.
Arteta should take the dog with him after that.
What
He
he-
should take
what
the
made-
dog, and
what
the
made
Arteta
me-
section should walk with him.
My bad.
What made it even worse was that he was doing an interview with Ali McCoist, and Ali was asking him some questions. Like they were just basically chatting on about Arteta's like experience, like himself as a person, like from his time
Right.
at the Basque region and all this stuff. Bro, just ask him, have you improved the team ready to challenge for the Premier League? Instead of saying, oh, Arteta, when you were a small boy, like, what did you first do? And all he's saying, well, I grew up in a Basque region in Sociedad, and I grew up there, and then after that, I was a corn boy, a bull boy there, and all that. Like, why won't these journalists ask him a question whether or not your team is improved and ready, and if there's any fragiles in your team? Why won't the journalists ask him that question instead of saying all these ridiculous things, saying, "Oh, Arteta, when did you first started off as a manager, and why are you like when did you first made a name for yourself?" Like, these journalists are just like overprotective. They always ask this manager questions that don't make sense.
Brown envelopes.
Yeah, because
money.
Yeah, because these journalists are being paid to ask Arteta any question they like. Because if they ask him this question, they say, "Oh, Mikel, do you think your team is ready?" Then Arteta will just give him that journalist that look, that weird look, saying like this, like he's too afraid to ask that person the question. Like, it's because the thing is like Arteta is just like, he's just too afraid to ask that person if the squad is ready to challenge for the league, because he just doesn't want to give that answer. He just wants to do this to that person. Like, I just don't understand it, bro. Like,
do you have another question? Do you have another question, Charles? You know what I'm saying? This is what we're dealing with in press conferences.
Do you remember when he left? Do you remember what against Man United in March when he stormed out of the interview? When he stormed out.
Yeah. Remember the Newcastle game. Remember the Newcastle game in I believe it was 23-24 season when we lost 1-0 to a dubious. Yeah, it's embarrassing. It's a disgrace. Do you know? That's what it is. A disgrace. That will come back. You know, he'll do something of that ilk, innit? Which is why I said this fucker. Yeah,
and then
this is
blame
why
the
I
ball
say,
in the Golden Cup
yeah,
against
exactly. This is why I say he will be on Sky Sports / TalkSport in the next few years. Once he's put from this football club, he will be at Sky Sports or TalkSport because he's box office. Not Roy Keane box office, but he's a different kind of box office. Do you know what I'm saying?
Was that the game
Trust
Gabriel
me.
got the slight nudge? Was that the game that Gabriel got the slight push when we lost that 1-0?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. At St James's Park. Yeah, at St James's Park, where they parked the bus. They basically outdid what we do or what Arteta does. Either way, and he just lost his shit. And you notice how he hasn't had a meltdown like that since, but it's coming. It's round the corner, people. Whether it's at Christmas time, towards the end of the season, it will happen. Berta's already on the blower. Berta's already on the blower. I reckon he's been calling Diego Simeone like, is your English? How's your English and all of that shit? Yeah, just to let you know, like the Arsenal job, it's looking like you'll be the guy or one of the main guys at the start of next season. So in the summer, 2026. Are you down?
After the World Cup.
Yeah, after the World Cup. Yeah, we'll bring you in. You don't really need to spend money. It's more about getting rid of the players that you don't want, the dead wood, because I rate Diego Simeone's talent ID.
Yeah.
You know, whatever you want to say about him, he will get rid of the scrubs one way or the other, and Berta will make it happen for him. Whereas with Arteta, Arteta is keeping the scrubs because he's a scrub himself. Bums keep bums around.
What
Do
would
you know what I'm
happen
saying?
there?
It's the same in life. If you're a bum, yeah, exactly, bro. You know how it is. I'm a part. I fully well know it. Like, if you have bums in your life, in your friends group, then you're a bum. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you're one of like the 5 people you hang around with and all of that shit. Arteta hangs around with scrubs. He loves and rates scrubs, like Madueke and all of that, because he's a scrub. It's as simple as that. You can't tell me any other thing that correlates to that. There's no other reason. There's no other excuse.
Yeah.
This manager is a terrorist, anti-football heritage terrorist. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's a cancer. He's a cancer at this football club. It's a cult. It's an absolute disgracia. And he has to go. And he will go because Berta's just sitting there, chilling, just like, okay, Arteta, you wanted Madueke. You wanted Norgard. You wanted Kepa. You wanted Zubimendi. Okay, cool. Now you got to deliver a Champions League and a league and a Premier League. Do you know what I'm saying? This is like win the treble, innit? Like £1 billion spent, win the quadruple, even do something that no other manager's done in this country. Win a quadruple with £1 billion spent. I expect that now.
Yeah,
I expect us to be challenging on all fronts with no excuses.
Do you know what, Natster? I went on, I think it was Red Men 2 with Errol and a few of the Liverpool boys over there. And there was a Man United fan, Arsenal fan. And Errol was asking basically the question. And he said to me, it was something on the lines of, would you be happy with sacrificing other trophies to win a Premier League? And I was like, bro, if you asked me maybe that question a year or 2 years ago, annoyingly and frustratingly, factoring in loads of bits, maybe I would have said yes. But this year, no. Like, especially not in fucking September. Like, I'm sorry, I can't be sacking off other trophies now to win one. We are set up to compete on four counts. Now, that's not me saying, by the way, that's not me saying I expect us to win 4. 1, it's never been done before. 2, with doing the domestic treble is fucking rarer than fucking rocking horse shit. Do you know what I mean? And we ain't won anything in a while. But the point I was trying to say is, no, I'm not accepting that. You've got to add all of the factors and variables in, and they are £1 billion spent. The squad now, 8 players in, or 7 or 8 players in. We have got a good enough squad to be able to win more than one trophy. Now, I don't know what I'm not saying it's 38 in the Premier League and the Champions League. I'm not saying them two. It might just be the 2 domestic cups. It might be a domestic cup double in whatever way, shape, or form. Arsenal Football Club should now, this season, talking today, 19th of September, shouldn't be throwing away trophies. We have got a big enough, a deep enough squad, coached by, whether I like him or not, whether it's right or wrong, coached by the same manager. He has had, by and large, the same players for 4+ years who know his system by now. There's no excuses. Now we've got players like be able to come in, like a Mosquera. Like, he's been a nice little surprise for me, by the way, Mosquera. You know, I didn't. It's one of them. He's 21 years old. He come from Valencia. I didn't really know much about him. I didn't slag the signing off. It was 30 million. It is what it is. It's actually the signing I like. 30 million, low risk, high reward. All right, we've got a small bite size from Mosquera, but from what we've seen, good. I know it's only four games he stepped in, but when you don't miss Saliba in them 4 games, you've done a good job, my boy. But the point is, we've got this now. We've got the Madueke's actually coming in. I don't like this signing, by the way, but fair dues to him. He's come in and he's done all right. The only thing I'll challenge Madueke is now, he's been a bright spark in a misfiring forward line. He's just looked. If Gyökeres had got service and Martinelli or Trossard or Eze, whoever wants to play on that left, was smashing it, you'd look at Madueke and go, yeah, you need to step it up, son. But because Gyökeres has got no service, because the left-hand side's embarrassing, a good few performances and an otherwise lackluster defensive thing makes Madueke look good. What I would challenge Madueke to do is in the next 10 games, make your good performances, translate that into a few assists. and a couple of goals.
End
Show us you're
product.
kicking on, because you can't get away with just being the better attacker of the front three in a stalemate. I want to see now, if you want to kick on, cool, you're a little bit better than I expected, but get a goal, get an assist here and all of that. You've got to keep stepping it up. And for Arsenal Football Club, there's no excuses. There is minimal excuses for Mikel Arteta. Absolutely
Aaron,
zero.
And not only that, Aaron, he's on 150 grand a week. You better turn up and perform. If he doesn't score as many goals as any of us would have liked, but he's performing, he's getting more assists, you know, for want of a better term and all of that. Cool. But if you're on 150k a week rather than 50k a week, the likes of Egal and Denman there were saying he was going to be on, which is not the case now. Yeah. You have to perform week in, week out. We can all see if you're doing your best and you're trying to supply, whether it's a Gyökeres, if Marino's like charging into the box, whatever the case may be, Havertz at some point, we can see if he's trying to do his bit. But the thing is, we've seen more of him defensively.
After you,
no worries. Like defensively, because going forward, we've already seen in the first 5 games or whatever, he's lacking what he was lacking at Chelsea, which is end product. But we knew this, which is why this manager will live and die. And this Madueke sign, for me personally, has sealed his fate. Because the Havertz was the beginning of the end. The Madueke has to work. It's not like Havertz, you know, with the odd injuries, and Jorginho before that, Willian even before that, when he promised him the Champions League, blah, 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 which obviously didn't happen. He has to perform now. He has to turn up. And if he doesn't turn up, and if he's not performing and he ain't scoring, then he's going to get criticised. £52 million, 150k a week, you better turn up. Because Guns has said it, we've all said it, he's going to play games. A lot of games this season.
You know what I mean? You know what as well? And there are differences with Mosquera. All right. You'll never sort of really see the translation of a centre-back, because obviously attackers, you really judge them. I know you can judge a centre-back in clean sheet, but that's a partnership. You always judge the forwards by their individual goals and assists. You know, we like that. So, but you looking at someone, let's say compare now how Mosquera's came into the team. I know I'm maybe making not the best of or fairest of comparisons, but Mosquera's come in 30 million, an unknown sort of quantity. And it's come in, and I think he's been fantastic. I really do. From the small bite size, we've been given, I think it's been unbelievable. We haven't missed Saliba. Now, this is the point I'm going to say from that last little point. We haven't missed Saliba so far. Madueke, whilst, yes, he's been good, we have missed Bukayo Saka. Why have we missed Bukayo Saka? Because Bukayo Saka, for the last 5 years, has carried Mikel Arteta. He's been that guy that when you're facing a low block or a tricky situation, how do you break the deadlock? He can cut in and whip the ball in the far corner. You've scored your goal. He can thump it in with his left foot in the near side, the goalkeeper's inside post. We've seen that time and time again. He can whip the ball in and cross the ball. He can cut in. He makes things happen on a regular basis, Bukayo Saka. So when we're sort of talking about Madueke, we paid 52 million for a 21-year-old. We paid 30 million for a 21-year-old centre-back. I expect maybe not the same sort of level, but with price comes a bit of expectation. Madueke, yes, it is fair to say he's been a bright spark, but there will come a time very soon, depending on how long Saka's out with injury, blah, 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 where we need this guy to translate your good start, mate, well done, into hard fucking stats. And by stats, I mean goals, I mean assists that win you games. You can beat your man all day long and make it look fucking pretty. You can drag it back or whatever. You've got to find someone on the end of that. And if you're not going to, put the ball and make that fucking net ripple. So that's what I want to challenge Madueke. I'm not slagging him off. He's still not the signing I wanted, to be fair. But if you're going to, like I said before earlier, you've got to build on that. And that's what I want to see, goals. We have missed Bukayo Saka, because maybe with Bukayo Saka, maybe we do clinch a little cheeky draw. I don't know. Or we score a goal at Liverpool. Either way, that player has been the large chunk of Arsenal's goals and assists over the last 5 years. I think that's very, very, very fair to say. So, you know, I know that's big shoes for Madueke to fill, but it's also big shoes for Mosquera to fill.
I want to throw in what he was talking about as far as the money. Here's an uncomfortable conversation that also needs to be had, because we can look at the two examples of Newcastle and Aston Villa. What's an even bigger bullshit job to why Arteta is a fraud is with how PSR is rigged against these teams that are trying to bridge the gap to getting close to the Big Six. It's almost like it's rigged for the Big Six to stay as the top teams in England. So the fact that you have PSR cheating for you to screw these other teams, like how Aston Villa we were all worried about coming into this season before PSR screwed them over, you have it going for you. There's even less of an excuse now that you're not winning, number one. Number two, there is nobody who should be asking any type of questions to anybody who's an Arsenal fan that we should be throwing away trophies. Because here's the uncomfortable thing at the end of the day. The League Cup can build the mentality to start winning trophies once you get over the first one. It's like everybody seems to fucking forget that when Mourinho came in, he won the League Cup to start building the mentality to win. Okay, Jurgen Klopp, as a manager, was able to do an anomaly to get Liverpool's first title under him to be that Champions League. That was an anomaly.
It's the best trophy he's ever won.
Normally, it's the lower trophies is what builds the mentality that ultimately gets you to the next level if you're a club that hasn't won. If you have an experienced manager who wins, then you could change that. Again, look at City. City had Mark Hughes. Mark Hughes didn't know his ass from a hole in the ground when he was the coach. He was just getting a boatload of cash given to him. They bring in a guy like Mancini, who just won 3 straight Serie A titles, brings the winning mentality and the standard of what they want to be into Manchester City. All of a sudden, they win a Premier League title. The next year, they finish second, and they still win the FA Cup. This is what I mean by we cannot afford this club to be looking at anybody who is not a serial winner anymore. The facts are the facts. We can't be giving up no more trophies because Chelsea's getting close to passing us as a club for trophies overall. Yep. And who are you? Two trophies left. Two trophies left before Chelsea passes us by to be the third biggest team in England. I'm sorry, man. We can't be doing this stupid shit no more.
I want to absolute facts, by the way, mate. Every single person on this panel is absolutely smashing it tonight, man. Jesus Christ. Like, it's a pleasure being a little bit of a host. Like, I'm trying to get a little bit of word in, but I'm enjoying every single thing you're saying, man. Everyone's absolutely fucking smashing it. I'm going to ask this to Taran, yeah? With 15 minutes, we will wrap up. So if anyone needs to shoot at any time, but 15 minutes, we'll close. Joseph Connor Golden, you fucking freezer. He's asking a question to the panel, but I'm going to get it straight to Taran, the absolute fucking legend. How bad was that midfield on Tuesday? Can't remember one positive pass. Marino, Rice, Zubimendi, done. If they all play on Sunday, it's done. And what I want to ask you as well is, one, do you agree with that? And two, do you think he's going to play that midfield Sunday?
Yeah, I agree that the midfield is wrong, but I think it was David Sullivan way earlier in the chat, like way back on Monday in the chat. He said, I think he brings Odegaard back in, and I actually think he's right. I actually think he brings Odegaard back into the fold, and even with that, if he picks the thing with Arteta is if he picks the right lineup and go sit the fuck down and let the players play, we could actually blitz Man City. But he is going to try to coach the ball from the first pass out from the back down to the cross and head it into. And I do believe that against an experienced Man City team, if you're slow and lethargic in your buildup, it works in their favor. Yep. So I don't know if it's a pattern when he's going into a tough game when he's facing a pickle where he wants to play these guys in midfield and set up not to lose. But we have very recent evidence of when you play not to lose. When you play to draw, you're more likely to lose the game than to win. I don't think he cares that if he's at home against at the Emirates. I don't buy this idea that, we're at home, we got to go at City. I don't think Arteta cares. I really think he is that full of himself. Where if you remember not this season, but the 2023 season when we nicked it 1-0 off the Martinelli deflection. When Martinelli hit it off. I
was in Portugal for that game.
Yeah, I think he was off Nathan Ake or someone. The ball hit someone and went in. I think
it was late, wasn't it? Late in the game.
Yeah.
I think that's how he's up. I think he's going to try to stink it out for 75 minutes and try to nick it. I think it might backfire.
And that's all you've got after 6 years.
Yeah, but the thing is that look at Man City. Look at Man City's defense from now to the season where we beat them 1-0. Their defense is more like is more impactful. I know it's a bit fragile, but the game against Napoli, like their defense was like on Napoli's attack. So we'll see what kind of Man City defense they'll put up. And I'm also looking forward to seeing Odegaard versus Reijnders somewhat.
Reinders, yeah.
That's going to be an interesting battle because
because Reiner's going to slap him silly.
Yeah, I really wanted Reinders at Arsenal because for me, he's got the potential to slot in that midfield and create problems. But now that he's at Man City, that really strikes a big blow for us. I really wanted Reinders at Arsenal, if I'm being honest.
And if you look at the game that Man City just had against Napoli, the red card screwed Napoli, but the problem was that City was playing. If Arteta does the same defensive tactics like Napoli did, red card or not, and go low block, Man City should have beat Napoli 7-0. Let's be real here. Man City got lucky that Napoli got lucky that Man City was a hair too far or a hair too short on certain passes. But we're talking Napoli is the only team that had a better defense in Europe than Arsenal last year. So if they crack them, they could do the same thing to us.
And they will. I believe they will. I've been saying, and if you hear all the talk from the likes of Pep Guardiola, Rodri, they're coming here. Like, they're hurt from last season, 5-1. They are hurt. Pep does not get battered that often in his career. Remember that, guys. I don't think we're going to win. You know, even with the performance against Napoli.
Who do you start, Mosquera or Saliba?
Mosquera.
I would start Mosquera because I don't believe Saliba's fit. If we start Saliba, knowing that he's not anywhere near 100% fit, it's going to be curtains. I think we'll lose it anyway.
Games, I think.
They'll target Saliba as well because of that.
Yeah, no, they will. But they'll target Calafiore anyway because they know he can't defend. They'll target our midfield because it's Immobile settings. Do you know what I'm saying? With Zubimendi, Rice, and Marino will probably start. Or if he puts Odegaard back in as club captain.
Would Haaland not target the young 21-year-old centre-back, though?
He'll target both centre-backs. He's that big in stature. He's got that arrogance. He's got that aura. He'll target both of them. You think he's done with Gabriel? No chance.
Yeah, but Gabriel can deal with him, to be fair.
Yeah, Gabriel can deal with him better, but what I'm saying is that he'll look at Mosquera as just like, well, if he starts to have a dig, then I'll put a bit more pressure on him. But he's going to target Gabriel more because Gabriel, in a game like this, like he will, and the way we play and the way City will approach this game, Gabriel will be frustrated. I don't think Gabriel will play bad. I think he'll play well. I know it's a bold statement. I think he'll play well, but he'll get frustrated because everyone else ain't really doing their job. Our midfield is going to get absolutely cooked. You know, our wide players ain't going to be doing what they need to be doing, whether Eza starts on the left or most likely probably Martinelli, Trossard, and then you've got Madueke on the right, and then either Gyökeres or Marino up front. Whoever plays up front, it doesn't matter. The defence will be under a lot of pressure on Sunday night. I want you guys to realise that. We're going to be under so much pressure, and the fact that last season, Man City got absolutely cooked. They're not going to allow that again. Trust me. They're going to turn up. And what they done to Napoli, granted they were a man down. Trust me, it's going to be a long Sunday afternoon for us.
I want to make this point though, and I want to bring someone else in, of course. Whoever that is, jump in. Would you not think? And I would just want to take it from this angle. Would you not think for Erling Haaland, if you're standing in the tunnel, do you not think he'd rather see Mosquera there and probably think I'm gonna get him today? Or if he sees Bill Saliba and Gabriel, he'll probably be thinking maybe, I've got probably one of the best two partnerships in world football. Or I've got Mosquera, a young lad who is playing phenomenally, by the way, but can be got at. Mosquera as well, by the way, and this is no fault of his own, hasn't faced a challenge like a world-class striker who's big and will put himself about and be a nuisance. He hasn't faced that just yet. Do you not think if you was Haaland in the tunnel, because I'm just going to go from me, if I was Haaland in the tunnel, I would rather see Mosquera there than Saliba. Whoever
Yeah.
wants to come in.
I don't think it makes much of a difference personally. It's not that I completely disagree with you, Aaron. I just think in our particular circumstance, with Saliba coming back from injury, Haaland ain't a dumb guy. You know, I don't rate him as a footballer, but we know he scores goals. We know he'll turn up, especially for games like this. He'll be looking at it like, well, if Saliba comes in, then I'll put more pressure on him. You know, he'll see it as an opportunity. Whereas if Mosquera comes in, it's just like, whatever, I'll deal with you anyway. And then I just got to focus on Gabriel. Do you know what I'm saying? That's
So
just
there
the way
would
I
be
see it.
But there would be then, by your own words just then, a more ease for Haaland. He'll probably be going, right, sweet. Then by what you just said, sweet, I'll go and attack that rather than like the Saliba and Mosquera.
I think he starts Saliba.
Sorry, Saliba and I think he'll start Saliba.
I think he'll start Saliba. That's part of the reason why I think he'll start Saliba, because he feels more comfortable with that partnership going up against the best striker in the Prem. But another part of it is I think next week or next Wednesday, Arteta wants to do the ultimate flex with the squad depth and start an entire new back line. I think he's going to start against Port Vale. I think he's going to start Kepa, Benjamin White, Mosquera, and Cape and Skelly. Like he wants to flex the squad. This is the squad that I built, Lord Teta.
Yeah, but
so for that to happen, he's going to rest Mosquera for this game and actually start Saliba. Or he wouldn't have made the bench in Spain.
I've seen on YouTube that he was training. I saw him on YouTube. He was training for the match, but he never played.
Yeah, but the problem is this manager's got a huge thing on his mind, because he doesn't realize that Saliba's not 100% fit. Because if Saliba's like we don't know what kind of condition Saliba will be in on Sunday, and Saka as well, because I just saw some clips of him training for the City
he
game.
He better not play Saka. He better not do that.
Yeah, if he plays Saka, then Saka ain't gonna make that World Cup squad next year.
Saka won't play.
Yeah, so I would rather start Madueke over Saka. And listen, I'm not a big Madueke fan. I still think he's been okay for the last two games against Liverpool and Forest, but the Bilbao game he was terrible. But has to turn up against Man City, because there's a reason why this manager gave him £150 million. So he has to turn up in these important games, because if he continues to stink out like the same way he did on Tuesday, then we're starting to see what Madueke has become when he was at Chelsea, because that hat trick against Wolves last season doesn't fool us. He's still got that DNA of Chelsea inside him. You know what I mean?
He will revert back to type. Yeah, he will revert back to type. That's what will happen when he starts on Sunday. And I expect him to start on Sunday. You know, it wouldn't surprise me if Saliba starts. I think he will. He should start Mosquera. And my issue with this manager has always been when players are performing and when you've got other players coming back from injury. Obviously, we mentioned earlier when it came to Jesus was coming back from an injury in that 22-23 season. Should have kept with Trossard. He didn't. It cost him. Yep. He should have kept Havertz up front in the season after that. Yep. It cost us. Yep. And this is a pinnacle point of the season. Like, I don't care if it's September. If we start dropping points now, which we already have against Liverpool, and City are looking at this game, it's like, well, if we win this, we can kickstart our season.
Yep.
This is what the likes of Egal, even Famzone D, Christian, the rest of them, man, there, don't quite fully realise, in my opinion, that they are looking at this game as to stamp their authority. We got to do the same, especially at home, but we won't do it because this manager reverts back to type. It's like a fighter, innit? A fighter fights a certain way, like orthodox. And he's been doing well, you know, or better yet, Deontay Wilder, innit? Deontay Wilder, one-trick pony, yeah? But as soon as it came up against someone that was half decent, that was showing in multiple combinations, that actually had a better defense, that wasn't going to run away from him, he got scored and he got beaten up. That is Arteta in a nutshell. He's a one-trick pony. He tried something different in the 22-23 season, should have kept with it, and never got back since. And it's cost him. Yeah, shit his pants. Absolutely shatter brick.
Well,
And
maybe
the
he
Mate,
point
wasn't
it was
is,
like
completely fine.
Vindaloo the night
yeah,
before, and he
Vindaloo,
fucking went out
Madras,
to
you
work.
know,
Yeah.
Well, look at-
whatever,
no.
Jalfreezy. Like
Saliba should not start this game. There's an
Nah.
old saying: you go with the hot hand. You go with the hot hand. You play it out till the hot hand fizzles out. And the
Well,
other
that's
saying,
exactly why Arteta will start him. That's exactly why.
true.
To be honest,
There's
yeah,
three.
he
There's,
did
The other
He
something.
won't
point,
start him, I think.
there's
the other
three
point of this,
players. There's three
Go on,
players
Jumbo.
there's three players that on current form or just hit form that worry me on Sunday. There's Haaland, Doku, and Foden.
Yeah.
Foden,
Oh, yeah.
Foden and Haaland are linking up mad.
Yep.
If we can keep them three quiet and frustrate them, I think we will win the game. But I just think he's going to go with that shit three in the midfield, and we'll end up drawing
But
or they'll
think-
nick.
Calafiore at left back, we can be got out, bro. That's the problem.
Especially
Because
when he
Foden's
goes
like
Saliba.
playing on the right, and then you got Haaland in the middle. That's Calafiore's realm that he should be defending, securing. But we know he can't do that. We saw the same shit with Zinchenko when we come up against Liverpool. You know, he got megged by fucking
Skelly.
Trent of all people. You know, Lewis Skelly is a liability as well, but again, he's not a left back.
Yeah.
You know, it's the same fucking issue. It's
And-
the same problems that rear its head. You know, don't be surprised if Marino starts up front instead of Gyökeres. Don't be
He will try and
surprised.
do that. He will try and do that. He will try and do that.
Exactly. This
and not
guy
only
will
that-
revert to type. This
and
guy
not
will
only-
revert to type. And with
not
all the
only
depth
that,
that we
Matt,
have.
Not only
Yeah,
that,
go on, mate.
not only that, this ain't the same city. Ederson never came out on corners. Now we got to go against Donnarumma when everyone talks about this corner kick bullshit. Number one.
Yep.
The main thing on this as well is the Premier League season is a marathon, not a sprint. It's always about the marathon. Everybody complained we lost the one league because we lost Saliba to injury. I'd rather take the loss early on City now and make up for it in the long run if that's going to go. Well, this still is early. It's not like this is match day 19 or match day 20 where we go down and we have to hope over a short period of time to get back into it, or else the season's pretty much over. It's still early. That's why we should be sticking with Mosquera as far as the back line, just to be careful, because I want Saliba for the crunch time. March to the end of the season is crunch time, both Champions League and Premier League. I want the best center back pairing in the Premier League to go.
How much more pressure you think the team will be under knowing that they would have known the Liverpool result?
Oh, immense. But
so much pressure.
That's going to separate the men from the boys. That's going to separate the men from the boys.
Yeah. Which way though? If Liverpool drop points against unlikely as it is, say they draw 2-2 versus Everton, or they win. Not the opportunity to close the gap, or they throw their hands up. And
when the pressure hits Arteta, you know what happens.
Yep.
Yeah, so I think it plays.
He folds.
Because here, this is going to be the question. Imagine that happens, because Everton's it's at Everton, I believe. I don't think it's
at Anfield.
No, it's at
Anfield.
Anfield.
It's at Anfield.
Yeah.
Also,
But the thing is this: that's going to separate the men from the boys and really show us if he's ready to win. Because if let's say Everton pulls the first victory since Ancelotti was there at Anfield, and he goes
21.
in with this defensive bullshit, and we only stank out a fucking draw. Now everybody knows.
Yep.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Get the fuck. If that happened, he should be fired immediately.
Yeah. Do you know what?
Just with victory and being true defensive, he should be fired on the spot right then and there. Don't even fuck around.
Well, just quickly, boys, we're gonna do predicted scores for the Arsenal Manchester City game, and then we're gonna redirect to DJB. So I'm gonna start. Of course, we're gonna go around this way, a bit clockwise. So Taron, what do you reckon the Arsenal Manchester City score is gonna be, my friend?
Jesus Christ! I've made 2 predictions and I've predicted 2 different scores already. Okay, I'm gonna preface this by saying I reserve the right to change this when the lineup comes out. Just like
Yeah.
We all want to do that, right? Then, yeah.
I think it's a 1-goal margin. It could be 1-0 Arsenal or a 3-2 Arsenal. I think we win. So this toxic and negative Gooner have yet to predict an Arsenal loss this season, but I'm gonna go 1-0 Arsenal.
Yeah, that's it. You predicted a win every single time, but you're so toxic.
Yeah.
Honestly, Taron, I don't know how I get you on, man. You're just so negative, honestly. Yeah. Always a pleasure. Come on, and cool, man. Yeah.
Give me some of that hope, man.
Yeah. Just some of that. Oh, how funny is that? How fucking funny is that? Matty, what a fucking funny cunt. What a fucking funny geezer. Johnny, what do you reckon? Arsenal v Manchester City Sunday, 4:30. What do you think, my friend?
See, if this asshole had balls and he threw Eze in the 10, or if he threw Eze, in a perfect world, the lineup should be Eze at the 10, Wanyeri is the right wing, and
All
Trossard
comes
is
back to
left
the
wing.
lineup, doesn't it?
Yeah, it comes back to the lineups. But that, if you
let me ask two questions. Let me ask two different questions. What do you think the score is going to be with the lineup you predict Mikel Arteta to do, and the lineup that, let's just say does go a little bit more attackive, doesn't play for it? We don't need to spill out the lineup. If he goes a bit more attackive in his lineup, not to say I don't want to change the whole question and say he's going to attack the game, but plays like an Eze instead of Marino.
If he was to go with an attacking lineup, I think Arsenal win 3-2. But if he goes to this nonsensical bullshit that we've seen him doing, I think this is either going to be a 4-2 or 4-1 win for City.
Really? Wow.
Because after what I just saw with Napoli sitting deep and playing defense the way they are, because here's the other thing, Rodri's hit form again. Rodri ran that damn midfield like no other, and that's the X factor that nobody's talking about.
I still don't think he's hit his height, his top maximum height yet.
Exactly.
He's getting there, but he hasn't hit his maximum where he was.
But the fact that you have Rodri hitting form, Doku is back to where he was when he was just getting to City, when he was tearing shit up. And here's the other scary thing as well, real quick, and I'll be done. Look at how Pep is letting people go to different sides. Doku started on the left-hand side the last league game. Then what happened? He tracked into the middle to get that first goal for them when he was playing service through there. Foden is going all over the place. We ain't going to be able to deal with that if we got Jagoff, Calafiori all the way up and we're playing this defensive shit again. So if he plays attacking, I think we can win because City's defense is not that good still. Let's be very honest here. City's defense is not that good. But if we give them the benefit of the doubt to go forward, I'm not buying that counterattacking shit to get us out of this one. Not with what I just saw from City against Napoli. No.
Fairs. Macy, what do you reckon?
Well, it's tough to say, Aaron, because I see how City look pretty good. They've looked pretty good since that 3-0 win over Man United. And also, as I recall, Nico O'Reilly has been slotting very well at left back nowadays because Guavadao usually plays at left back, but Pep somehow has put him at centre back alongside Ruben Diaz. So Nico O'Reilly is a huge problem from us on that left-hand side that he plays. And the thing is that Rodri's looking for a bit of payback, because do you remember when we played them at the Etihad last year when we drew 2-2?
ACL.
Rodri suffered that injury and he's looking for some vengeance on his mind. So so I wouldn't take City lightly, but the thing is that we are good at going forward, but when it comes to when we score a goal, we always retreat and we always find a way to stink out. So against Man City, that is going to be hard for us. So I would go for an Arsenal win because the game's at the Emirates, but I think City might snatch a late winner. So I'll go maybe 2-1 for Man City.
Yeah, so you're thinking a loss?
Yeah,
No?
maybe.
Fair dues, mate. No, that's your prediction, and that's cool. Jam boy, man, what you thinking, brother?
Right. If he does what we all want him to do, whether that be play Eze in the 10 or on the left, don't drop Gyökeres or Eze out of the team, and plays attacking football, it's quick transition, 1-2 touch passing, electric stuff. I think we beat them 3-1. If we play defensive like he has been, I think it'll be a stinky 1 or 2 draw.
Yeah.
Keep it short and sweet. I'm not saying I don't think they win. I'm not saying I don't think they can't win, because I think they can. Honestly, it all depends on the day for me.
Mhm.
I think if we play our game and play how we can, like we did with Madrid and Man City, the 5-1. If we play like that, I think we beat them tomorrow, Sunday. If we play like we did against PSG and Newcastle over 2 legs, I think they probably do us, to be honest. But I think we're at home, defensively strong. I think with a stinky midfield, I think we'll get a draw.
Yeah,
Score draw.
No, in fact, I hear that, man. I think that's good sense. And that stuff. What you thinking, bro?
Well, I'm kind of leaning more towards what Gianni was saying. I think we'll lose 3-1 because I just don't see this manager changing. We have to win this game. I don't care if it's September. I don't care if it's early on in the season. They have already made their intentions clear. Let's not forget that, people. Rodri, as Macy said, he wants vengeance. Pep wants vengeance. Haaland is always up for this game. Even the likes of Ruben Diaz, because we talk about City's defence not being great, they kept a clean sheet against Napoli. Napoli ain't no mugs. We know that. Gianni knows that better than any of us. So the way I see it, regardless of what lineup he picks, it's how we play. And the way he will set us up, he's going to set us up for failure. And with the way City are moving now, you know, Doku, and we know he's as much as I don't rate him, he's been playing well because of his unpredictability. He's more sticking to what he knows and not doing the Madueke thinking he's Ronaldinho with the fucking headband. Do you know what I'm saying? He's not doing none of that shit. So Pep, like I mentioned earlier, with us battering them last season, that will play on his mind, but he will find a way. Arteta will not have any remedy for that, regardless of who he picks. Even if he picks the right team, I still reckon we'll lose because City will be up for it. And the way Arteta wants us to play, and I think the fact that the players, in my eyes, that especially the new ones like the Ezers and the Gyökeres, if he starts, you know, they've already sussed out this manager. They don't rate him. The manager don't rate them. You know, like, there's a lot more tension in the ranks than people think. And you're going to see that Sunday night when we lose this game. I'll be amazed. Not saying that it can't happen, but at the same time, I'll be amazed if we get anything out of this game. Because I don't see Arteta changing.
So what's the score, bro?
3-1 to City. 3-1.
Wow.
I think we'll score probably like a set piece. We might nick it from open play, but I think City are just going to be there to just like... They're going to be on demon mode, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? They're going to go to the Emirates. They're going to come to the Emirates to win. They're not going to try and keep it tight like they did before in the last 2 visits in previous seasons recently. Do you know what I mean? They're going to go there to win because they know they can kick off their season with a win against us. Arteta won't have that mindset. He'll have that mindset of like, well, we've got injuries. You know, we're not playing as well. We're not as consistent. So I'd be happy to set up for a draw like he did against Liverpool. The only difference is we're at home. I just don't see how this team with this manager, regardless of who he picks, gets us a victory on Sunday. I really don't. That's why I say 3-1, and don't be surprised if my prediction finally comes true, because it's been a minute. It's been a fucking minute.
COYG, what you saying, bro?
We might stick a 2-1 win. That's the only. It's in my mind. I'm always dreaming of a 2-1 win. I just feel as though the fact that if Rodri last season when we smacked City 5-1, if Rodri was in that team last season, we don't win that game.
Definitely
That's what happens. I mean, the last 2 seasons we won, but without Rodri, this is the thing, right? I'm nervous that I'm going to be feeling the fact that he will go with Marino, Zubidou, and Rice, because I think that he will try and just protect the defense, but it will get exposed soon. I mean, what Nat said, I mean, it could be a 3-1 loss. It happened 3 seasons ago. I mean, I just don't understand how this manager is going to have the balls to go out there and put a strong lineup. I mean, this game is going to have nightmares, man. I can't lie. I think this is what happens when the manager comes up against a proper team. Maybe Man City haven't been that great, but you know, Calafiori, Timber will get targeted. And I wouldn't be surprised if Erling Haaland targets Mosquera and Gabriel, because Mosquera is going to have a big test facing Erling Haaland.
The
Because
biggest.
I wouldn't risk
There
Saliba.
could be red cards in this game as well.
I was just thinking about that. I
Yeah,
swear
yeah,
to
yeah.
God.
At least
I wouldn't be
one. At
surprised
least
if
one.
Arteta.
Yeah.
Apparently, if we attack with 10 men, apparently we can't do that. So that's what
Yeah.
that's what's going to happen. Apparently, we can't attack with 10 men. If we get a red card or something, we can't attack. I'm going to back a 2-1 win, just about. I think we might sink a 2-1 win. Might be 2-1 in the first half, and then we just somehow find a way to win 2-1. That's what I'm thinking right now, because I just feel that Jokovic is getting no service. Eze's going to play on the left. He's going to be. I think this man is going to tell him to track back every single time. We're not given the freedom, and this is what's going to happen.
Yeah, now fair dues, man. So I've got all the panels. I'll give mine. It's only fair. I'm not going to hide away. Look, I said, what do we reckon if Mikel Arteta does that bastard Manchester City lineup? I'm actually with some of the boys. I don't think it'll be 3, but I reckon we'll lose maybe 2-1 if he goes for that sort of lineup, that negative something. I don't think we'll concede 3 because we haven't conceded 3 in quite a while, and usually we go away with that bastard setup. We don't usually set up 3, so I don't think you can have both. We concede loads of goals. I'm not saying that it's beyond reasonable doubt. Obviously, of course we could. But what I'm
There's
saying
always
is,
the first,
usually if we
Darren.
was to lose,
There's always the
of
first.
course. But usually, you know, I think we'll lose it probably 2-1. However, if he does go for a little bit more of an attacking side, a bit more of an expansive side, considering that Manchester City's midfield, albeit with Rodri and he's coming back into it, their midfield still isn't 100% settled. And I'm clutching at straws a little bit, but hear me out. Their midfield isn't 100% settled. It's not treble winning midfield. It's not fourth title winning midfield. There are still gaps to be exploited possibly in the midfield, and their defense isn't 100%. I mean, you know, whether we all agree or disagree on the score lines, we probably can all agree Manchester City's defense, it just isn't hit. It just ain't defending at the minute. It just is what it is. So there is opportunity there to go and score goals. The problem is if we go defensively, there's less opportunity for us to score goals through their bad defense, or definitely nowhere near good enough defense at Manchester City level based on our own tactics. So I want us to go there. I feel like if we was to play expansive, we might not rip them apart. And I've said this throughout the show a couple of times. We might not rip them apart, but I want us to be the better side. And I want us to be the better side and win too. You know, win. I don't think we're going to score 3 or 4 in this game. So what I'm going to go for is a 2-1 loss if we see them bastard Liverpool tactics. And I'm going to go for a 2-1 win if he decides to attack the game. And I think that's fair. That's my opinion, of course. And, you know, who knows? We'll see Sunday. I'll see with these 2 eyes because I'll be there. But what we'll do is wrap up there. Don't forget world-class chat. We will be redirecting to DJB. But what I did want to say before I come back to you, world-class fuckers, I wanted to say how much of a pleasure it's been for everyone in the panel tonight. BBK, come on, Taron. We've got Gianni, we've got Macy, we've got Jamboy and that's COYG and everyone else that was here. Every single person, you know what I mean? You boys have spit facts off the facts, and it's been such an enjoyable show for me, like to just sit there and chill and just listen to all of you fucking legends talk absolute facts. I've honestly, for 2 hours and 28 minutes, I've enjoyed every single fucking second. Every single second. And we wouldn't do this. We'd be 7 morons fucking talking shit to each other offline if it wasn't for the world-class chat.
That's
to
AFTV,
right.
mate.
That's what we'd be. We'd just be fucking 7 fuckers talking nonsense. So big up to you, world-class chat. Every single one of you that's come in, left, come back, whatever, that's still here. Big up to yourselves, man. Absolute world-class so-and-sos, man. That's why we do it. The chat, absolutely fucking phenomenal. We will leave it there. Redirect to DJB. Double boom.